Okay, so Lord Mandelson, or former Lord Mandelson, Peter Mandelson, the former U.S. ambassador, no, the former UK ambassador to the US. Jesus Christ. He had to resign this year because he was majorly exposed in the Epstein files, and now he has been arrested, just like motherfucking Andrew. But just like Andrew was, he was arrested for state secrets, like sharing state secrets, not for pedophilia or suspicions of it. No, he was arrested for suspicions of sharing state secrets. I mean, I get like it's a win is a win, I guess, but like, I mean, times like these that you like kind of remind myself that OJ didn't go down for Nicole Brown Simpson. He went down for stealing his own paraphernalia, wasn't it? So you catch my drift. But so like whatever you can get them on, you can get them on. Whatever, like, but like at the same time, you're not worried about the fact that he was really good friends with this international sex trafficking pedophile. Just that he was like sharing state secrets. Okay. So the UK police arrest ex-ambassador to US amid Epstein accusations. Peter Mandelson was arrested on Monday on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Not sexual misconduct. Following revelations about his dealings with Jeffrey Epstein, the sex offender. The British police on Monday arrested Peter Mandelson, the former British ambassador to the United States, following allegations that he passed confidential government information to the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. London's Metropolitan Police, which began an investigation into Mr. Mandelson earlier this month, said in a statement, officers have arrested a 72-year-old man on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Statement added that the man had been taken to a police station in London to be formally interviewed. Police did not name Mr. Mandelson in line with British rules that ban them from identifying suspects before any charges are brought, but footage broadcast by the BBC showed Mr. Mandelson being led from his home into an unmarked police car by plainclothes police officers and driven away at around 4:30 p.m. local time. Mr. Mandelson was not handcuffed and was carrying a bottle of water. So this man gets exposed for being friends with like an international sex trafficking pedophile. Not only that, he was sharing state secrets with him. And like I saw the video of him getting arrested. They literally just like walked out of his house. He, anyways, the arrest is the latest dramatic development in Britain to follow the U.S. Justice Department's release of files related to Mr. Epstein and marks a new low for Mr. Mandelson, a veteran Labour Party strategist and one of Britain's best known political figures. He's been in British politics for like decades. He had multiple positions before being the ambassador to the U.S. And not only that, he was chosen to be the ambassador by Kid Starver. So Kid Starver, and also uh they were in the house and they were fucking talking about this, and they were asking Kid Starver on the house floor, like, what did you know about this? And he was like, yeah, I did. I didn't know it was how bad it was. It's like, bitch, the fuck? You knew he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. You still okay? Fuck. Mind you, Kid Starver, everybody fucking hates you. Like, comes just days after the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former prince, on suspicion of the same offense, misconduct in public office, which carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Well, lock him up. Lock those motherfuckers up. Lock him up. Official guidance to British prosecutors says that the offense is committed when a public officer, such as an elected politician or government official, willfully neglects to perform their duty or willfully misconducts themselves in a way that abuses the public's trust. I mean, just being friends with him and like having a relationship with him especially post sex trafficking charge, that is betraying the public's trust. Like, you're supposed to be a public servant serving the public. The fuck? Previously a Labour lawmaker representing Hartlepool in northeast England, Mr. Mandelson served as a minister in Tony. Ew. Ugh. Oh my god. There's some people that I just like. I I think my mind just like blocks them out because like I don't want to think about them ever again. Lock that war criminal up. Anyways, uh, a minister in Tony Blair's government, which is like, oh wow. So not only are you friends with Jeffrey Epstein, you were part of Tony Blair's government. Ugh. And then under Gordon Brown from Jesus fucking Christ. In September, Mr. Mandelson, 72, was fired from his diplomatic post in Washington when the depth of and duration of his friendship with Mr. Epstein became clear after the publication of emails between them. Well, it's good that some people are fucking like being fired for their fucking shit and being arrested for this shit. Meanwhile, in America, absolutely nobody except for Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein has been arrested in connection to this case. And Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in prison before he could even go to trial or make a plea deal or snitch on anybody, anything. And Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in Club Fed. The only people that have resigned or faced any like pressure to are people in the private sector. Meanwhile, fucking Howard Nutlick is all over these asking to go to the fucking island, like telling him about the fucking kids. Weirdo. Trump has been said. Jamie Raskin said he was mentioned 1,000,000 times in the unredacted files. Like, huh? Like, good for. I'm glad that Kathy Rumler stepped down. I'm glad that Larry Summers stepped down. I'm glad that Tom Pritzker stepped down. Notice how those are all Democrats? Huh. Even Dr. Oz is in the fucking file. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. This is so fucking. The release of new material by the U.S. Department of Justice on January 30th increased the scrutiny of Mr. Mandelson's relationship with a sex offender and provoked a political crisis for Prime Minister Keir Starmer. The latest batch of documents appears to show that in 2009, when Mr. Mandelson was a senior cabinet minister, he gave potentially confidential and market-sensitive information to Epstein. So this is like in the middle of the fucking financial crisis, too. Like, it's 2009, the global recession. Great Recession, what it's fucking called. Mr. Mandelson has not been charged with the crime. That's what I don't understand. I understand it's different, but like, why are you arresting him just to show people that you are doing this? Like, why would you not wait until you have you're ready to charge them with the crime? I don't know. Weird. He resigned from the Labour Party on February 1st, the same day that it was revealed that the police were investigating him over the accusations. He has not publicly commented since then. Previously, he said that the documents released by the Department of Justice did not indicate wrongdoing or misdemeanor on my part. That's some bullshit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, they do. You were sharing sensitive information with a spy. That's the other thing that, like, the New York Times was not going to touch on. Jeffrey Epstein was clearly a fucking spy for Mossad or like a freelancer and worked for like KGB, Mossad, CIA, whoever the fuck paid him well, the Saudis. Like, what are you talking about? Mr. Starver has acknowledged that he knew of Mr. Mandelson's links to Mr. Epstein when he appointed him to ambassador of the United States, but has said that Mr. Mandelson lied about the extent of the relationship during vetting procedures. Okay, bitch. That doesn't absolve you. You had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? Oh, okay. Well, I probably don't want you in my government. What? Like, what? Huh? What kind of fucking moral compass do you have? Meanwhile, you fucking have no problem with funding a genocide. Like, you're a bitch. You are a bitch, Kid Starver. Keir Starmer, you bitch ass motherfucker. Under pressure from lawmakers, the government has agreed to release internal documents relating to the appointment of Mr. Mandelson, although particularly sensitive ones will first be submitted to a parliamentary committee that deals with security and intelligence matters. Okay. On Monday, Darren Jones, a senior cabinet minister, said in Parliament that the material would be published in batches rather than all at once, with the first tranche of documents very shortly, early in March. Yeah, they got to do the slow drip torture too. Like, however, he added that a subset of those slated for the initial release would be held back so as not to compromise the police investigation into Mr. Mandelson. You won't even get like the really juicy stuff until trial, and then who knows what you'll get out of the trial. If he gets charged, like, fucking, who knows? In addition to the arrest of Mr. Mandelson and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the furor in Britain has prompted the resignation of two of Mr. Starmer's closest aides, who were also political allies of Mr. Mandelson, Morgan McSweeney, who served as the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, and Tim Allen. Sorry. Tim Allen, who was Mr. Starmer's Director of Communications, resigned earlier this month. The crisis also led Anas Sarwar, the leader of the Scottish Labour Party, to call on Mr. Starmer to stand down, but cabinet ministers and Labour lawmakers rallied around the. Of course they did. Like, the UK Labour Party is so. Bruh. I mean, I'm one to fucking talk as a Canadian with fucking our Liberal Party. Anyways. Okay, so this is a story that's been developing on the right wing. Over the past week or so that I've been seeing updates about it. A representative, Tony Gonzalez, from Texas, he allegedly had an affair / harassed one of his aides. I'm not entirely sure of everything. I saw a few things, but I wanted to go over everything that has been posted so far about this case. Because what I have seen is that the woman who he was alleged to have been harassing / an affair, I don't know exactly what the terminology used was, but she ended up self-immolating. She took her own life by lighting herself on fire. To take your life is so intense. It's such an intense thing, right? And then to do it in that way just like goes to show the distress that this woman was in. And it connects back to this representative. It's very, very just jarring and shocking and like enraging at honestly, like, God. The wronged husband reveals married MAGA's representative's dirty sex demands. Texas Representative Tony Gonzalez demanded very sexual photos from the wife of Adrian Aviles, the latter has claimed. The husband of the woman who allegedly had an affair with a Texas congressman before she set herself on fire has blown the lid open on the very sexual relationship with Representative Tony Gonzalez had with his subordinate. Adrian Avilés, in an interview with the San Antonio Express News, went public for the first time about the alleged affair between Gonzalez and Avilés' late wife, Regina Ann Santos Avilés, who died by suicide in September. Jesus Christ. Santos Avilés was Gonzalez's regional district director, so she was one of his aides. Avilés said he discovered the alleged relationship when he returned home to find his wife texting the congressman, who was endorsed for re-election by President Donald Trump. Birds of a feather, honey. Like, Jesus fuck. In December, when murmurings of an affair were already known, you're not going to like what you see, Santos Avilés reportedly told Avilés before the marriage was blown apart. Damn. Avilés said he found messages from Gonzalez to his wife that were very sexual in nature. They included demands from the congressman for sexual photographs of his staffer. Jesus Christ, Avilés said. The New York Post also obtained a grab of text message sent by the late staffer in which she admitted to the affair. I had an affair with our boss, and I'm fine. Santos Avilés wrote to a colleague. Damn. That was the husband. I said the truth would come to light when it's time. The time is now, Avilés 40 said. Tony abused his power. He should have held himself to a higher standard as a congressional leader. Yeah. I mean, like, we've seen people in, like, the media get, like, hugely fucking, like, people with decade-long careers at certain companies had to be fucking fired in the wake of things like the Me Too movement, and every time that like if what you're supposed to be you're supposed to hold, like, you should have a higher standard for yourself. You're a politician. The fuck? Hello? Gonzalez has denied having an affair, and on Wednesday he blamed one of his GOP primary opponents for the story. Jesus Christ. A woman is dead, you piece of shit. His office did not immediately respond to a request for a comment from the Daily Beast about Avilés' interview. Avilés said, came forward to protect Santos Avilés' reputation for their 8-year-old son. Oh my God. He said that Gonzalez was not being forthcoming. Avilés said, couldn't watch him lie on my wife's name, he said. He talks with two tongues. The Bible says to stay away from people who talk with two tongues, he said. I hope that Tony will stand up and be accountable for his actions. Gonzalez, a Catholic father of 6, pushes, family values and Christian morals, denying the fact that he has ruined somebody's life. Avilés said he learned of the alleged affair in May 2024. Damn. He alleged to the Daily Mail on Wednesday that Gonzalez coerced his wife into the relationship. He added that she considered filing a sexual harassment lawsuit. The couple went to counseling, Avilés told the San Antonio paper, adding that he wanted her to quit. She didn't, though, because she felt she owed it to members of Gonzalez's district. After the husband texted Gonzalez himself and his staff about the alleged affair, they black sheeped her, he said. They severed communications with her. They gave her a month off. They're essentially trying to push her out and make her quit, he said, in line with the account of an ex-staffer of Gonzalez. He and his wife separated. He moved out, and she took a turn for the worse, he then explained. She progressively just started spiraling, he said, adding that she seemed noticeably depressed and lost. In September 2025, after a series of concerning text messages and a video from his wife, contacted her mother to check in on her. Later that night, Santos Avilés was brought to a San Antonio hospital after having set herself on fire. She died the next day. Avilés said he doubts that her action was intentional. He did not want this to happen. He told the Daily Mail, "This is something that was an accident. It was something that went too far. Regina loved her son so much. He would never do this purposely." Gonzalez continued to deny an affair in a statement on Wednesday. Ms. Avilés was a kind soul who devoted her life to making the community a better place, he told the New York Post. Her efforts led to improvements in school safety, healthcare, and rural water like never before. Literally just and when her husband told her to quit, she was like, "No, I owe it to my the constituents of my district." Like she really just wanted to serve the public, and was harassed by this fucking piece of shit fucker that looks like a fucking thumb. Anyways, it's shameful that Brandon Herrera is using a disgruntled former staffer, oh my god, to smear her memory and score political points, conveniently pushing this out the very day early voting started, he continued, referring to GOP primary challenger. "I am not going to engage in these personal smears and instead will remain focused on helping President Trump secure the border and improve the lives of all Texans." God, what a massive piece of shit. Like, what a piece of fucking trash. Just garbage. Oh my God. Okay, that's him, by the way. He looks like a toe. So, these are some of the texts. Just a heads up, this is Adrian Avilés, Regina's soon to be ex-husband. I just wanted to inform all of you that we will be getting divorced after my discovery of text messages and pictures that she's been having an affair on me with your boss, Tony Gonzalez, for some time. Now, feel free to reach out if you want more of an explanation. God. So the blue is Gonzalez, and then the green is Regina Avilés, the wife of Adrian. So Tony Gonzalez, the representative of the congressman, representative of Texas, says, "Then send me a sexy pic," to his staffer. And then she says, "I swear my life has been a telenovela for the past 7 days. You don't really want a hot picture of me." Telenovela is like a really dramatic soap opera in Latin America. So he says, "Yes, I do. Hurry." Oh my God. What is this, a test? Oh, oh my God. No, I just don't like taking pictures of myself. I'm just such a visual person. Sorry. God damn it. What's your favorite position? Oh my God. So she says yours first. So is that why you're quiet around me sometimes? Because you think I'm hot? She says. On top, pinning your legs. She didn't. I didn't. Uh, okay. Okay. Oh my God. Ew. Can you imagine your boss texting you this? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, hello? This is going too far, boss. Boundary, boundary, boundary. She's already said no like multiple times. Also, she had to come up with like multiple excuses. Ladies, no is a full sentence. You can just stop at no. No, period. Done. You don't need to give a reason. You're not entitled to any. And I understand that this is tied to her job, so she like there's an abuse of power going on right now. This is called exploitative. But don't feel like you have to explain yourself all the time. And I understand that there's certain situations that you have to, but no is a full sentence. So she says, "This is going too far, boss. So how long have you thought I was this hot? What do you like?" he says. "Since you worked at the chamber?" This anal? What? What? Okay. So she says never back to him when he says anal. This is too far, Tony. What did you delete? You should have read it. True. Okay, so the empty ones are deleted text messages. Okay. It's 2 a.m. I'm slow. He says, and then she says, go to sleep. Are you sure you're sober? Yes. Okay. So she's said it's going too far twice now. She's rejected him multiple times, like 3 times. Asked him if he's sober. Asked this as a test. Like, she's so not feeling this. Like, she's so not open to this. And you already shouldn't, like, as the boss, you really shouldn't be open to this either. You're also a congressional, like, a congressman. What are you doing? What are you doing? You fucktard. That's you creepy ass motherfucker. Ew. So she says to him, please tell me you didn't just hire me because I was hot. And he says, no way. Oh, damn it. All the texts, those are all the texts that we have. So, Christ. Text reveal Predator Mega Reps sorted request of aid. Too far, boss. Too far, boss. Boss, you're my boss. Like, she was trying to set so many clear like, without being, oh my god, women are so, like, so fucking, like, can't think of the word, oppressed, like, oppressed to the point where they feel they have to, like, excuse and explain the fact that we're making them uncomfortable. Like, this is what we've done to them, like, as a culture. We are so fucking, like, shamey and like, victim shamey, victim blamey. It's just so fucking, so crazy. Like, what I mean is, like, women are so conditioned to feel like they have to, like, justify and excuse their, like, what, like, and obviously this is by male design. I'm not blaming women at all. I'm just saying it's just, like, such a frustrating aspect of our society and what we have done to women and girls over time. The Donald Trump endorsed congressman told his aide he is a visual person and pressured her to sext him. Disgusting. That's him. Again, dumb. Republican Representative Tony Gonzalez pressured an aide to send him a sexy pic and asked her favorite sexual position despite her protest that he was taking things too far. Text messages released on Monday would provide new insight into the affair between Gonzalez, 45, a married father of 6. I forgot about that. He's a married father of 6. Ew. Oh, sir. A married father of 6 having an affair with his staffer, exploiting the power dynamic of. You're such a bitch. Married father of 6 and his one-time regional district director, Regina Ann Santos Aviles, 35. Oh my god. She's 10 years younger than you, bro? Like, bro, what the. Go, go to jail. Santos Aviles took her own life in September after her husband, Adrian Aviles, learned of her affair with her boss. Now, is it a. Are we calling this an affair? Like, this is, I don't know, kind of loose language. Maybe more stuff happened after. I don't know. But that didn't seem like an affair. But I guess maybe there was other stuff we didn't see. Now the widower is going public with his late wife's text to fire back at Gonzalez, who has tried to dismiss the horrific situation as blackmail meant to unseat him. A text shared with the San Antonio Express News shows that Gonzalez texted Santos Aviles just after midnight on May 9th, 2024. Like, it's almost May 2026. Send me a sexy pic. Disgusting. Santos Aviles responded that she was having a rough week and you really don't want a hot picture of me. A young mother, 35 years old, gone. That did not dissuade Gonzalez, who wrote back, "Yes, I do, and hurry." Jesus Christ. Men are so, like, we need to really, like, hammer it into young men. Like, it's not only just, like, obtaining a consent, but, like, did you obtain consent through pressuring somebody over and over and over and over again? That's not really consent. You know, like, if you keep on bothering and bothering and bothering and bothering somebody, like, to the point where it's almost kind of like torturous, and they will give in to whatever the fuck you want to make you shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Like, that is not consent. And we need to, like, drill that into young people, because, like, what the fuck is this? People are so fucking disgusting. Santos Aviles still refused. "No, I just don't like taking pictures of myself. I'm just such a visual person." Nobody fucking cares. Nobody asks if you're a visual person. Nobody cares. The congressman continued to press Santos Aviles to text him. The Express News reports he asked what her favorite sexual position was, described when he wanted to try with her, and even her initial refusal and warning that this is going too far, boss, still asked, "What do you like?" The local newspaper omitted some of the text chain's more graphic details, but notes Gonzalez went on to share a description of a sex act. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Santos Aviles responded, "Never." A minute later, she texted, "This is too far, Tony." Next, the two scheduled a private meeting at a cute place. Eh? They agreed to meet around check-in time. Aviles told the Express News that the two shared more graphic messages, but he withheld them because he did not want his son to see them someday. God. He told the Express News that his wife's relationship with Gonzalez was very sexual and that had blown up their marriage. Okay. "I said the truth would come to light when it's time, and the time is now," Aviles 40 told the Express News. "Tony abused his power. He should have held himself to a higher standard as a congressional leader." Absolutely. He added he talks with two tongues. The Bible says to stay away from people who talk with two tongues. True. "I hope that Tony will stand up and be accountable for his actions." Same. Santos Aviles self-immolated outside her home in Uvalde, Uvalde, Texas, in September, a year after her husband learned of her affair, and after she had been ostracized by Gonzalez staff at work, alleges an attorney for Aviles. Santos Aviles did not have a college degree and began working for Gonzalez in 2021. A former aide to Gonzalez alleged that the politician did nothing when he was informed of Santos Aviles' declining mental state. The ability of these, like, the capabilities of these men to just use women and then throw them out like single use plastic. It's really, it needs to be studied and corrected, because what the fuck? We need to mass fund education, gender studies, critical race. We just need to get people. I mean, I guess we have bigger problems right now. Since the shock suicide, Gonzalez has gone to great lengths to dodge and ignore any claims of an affair between him and Santos Aviles. He has outright said any suggestion of a relationship was untrue. Well, bitch, I just saw the text messages. I'm releasing their text now because I don't want to be called a liar, and I don't want her to be called a liar. Aviles told the Express News, I also want to show proof to everybody the type of person that he is. He's a predator. He took advantage of a very vulnerable woman. Gonzalez's response to the scandal has been brutally ratioed on social media by critics and his GOP opponent, Brandon Herrera, a 30-year-old gun nut YouTube. Oh my God. Texas is cooked. A gun nut YouTuber who came within 324 votes of defeating the three-term congressman in 2024 Republican primary runoff. And the most recent instance occurred at 2:46 a.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday. During my 6 years in Congress, not a single formal complaint has been levied against my office. Now, days away from election, coordinated political attacks reign in. It won't work. Girl, halfway through the early voting, and the intensity resides with TG voter. Oh, oh my God. Tony Gonzalez voters. I'd rather be us than them. I'm still stuck on my congressman trunk tweeting a certified crash out at 3 a.m. But no, to be clear, I would not rather be a burnout sex pest who is about to get fired. The lawmaker who represents border cities in the Rio Grande Valley, a chunk of the Texas Hill Country, and a sliver of San Antonio, received just 123 likes on his rant. His opponent's response pulled in 7,600. Top Republicans have not lined up to publicly back Gonzalez in the scandal, but have refrained from outright criticizing him or demanding he resign. Though Representative Lauren Boebert, a Colorado Republican, did so on Monday afternoon. House Speaker Mike Johnson claimed it was too early for him to weigh in. That motherfucker sits on every single fucking face that he can. If it's a Republican, like, if he has to condemn a fucking Republican or it was any fucking actions or any fucking thing, and anybody fucking says, he says, oh, I don't know enough about it yet, or I don't know, I haven't seen it, blah, blah, blah. You are a eat shit. You chicken shit motherfucker. What the fuck? Yes, the fuck you do. Yes, you do. You know what the fuck is going on. You act like you don't, so you don't have to take a side on anything. You're just a little bitch. I think as in every case, you have to allow the investigations to play out and all the facts. Shut the fuck up, you shit-eating.
What you said, queen?
According to Punchbowl News, I've been intellectually consistent about this. Whether you're talking about Republicans or Democrats, you have to let the system play out. I was against, for example, the expulsion of George Santos. I'm not reading the rest of that statement. Fuck him. Jesus Christ. Early voting is currently ongoing in Texas. Election day is March 3rd. All right, so Mega Lady lawmakers blast colleague over sordid affair with aide. So now three women have three Republicans have come out against this dude, Gonzalez. All of them were women. Shocker. Lauren Boebert, Nancy Mace, and Luna. Anna Paulina Luna. So some of Mega's leading ladies in Congress have a message for their Trump-endorsed colleague. Resign. Mega lawmakers Anna Paulina Luna, Lauren Boebert, and Nancy Mace publicly condemned Trump-endorsed lawmaker Tony Gonzalez after a series of newly released messages between him and his one-time regional district director, Regina Ann Santos Aviles, revealed the Mega Texan push for a picture and then sent a series of sexually explicit texts despite her warning he was going too far. Boss. Santos Aviles was 35 when she set herself on fire outside her home in last September, leaving behind her 8-year-old son. The entire Texas delegation, as well as every single other member of Congress, should be condemning a sitting member of Congress asking for explicit photos of their staff. Absolutely. Can we have like some standard here? Like, what the fuck is going on? As a woman, this is really disgusting to see, not to mention it brings dishonor on the House of Representatives. I am so sick of people not calling this crap out. The Florida congressman continued. This is Anna Paulina Luna. She added that it was not only the case of this crap up here and tagged Gonzalez directly in her message, writing, "Shame on you." So release the names and like what are you talking about? As for Bobert, her message is to Gonzalez was short and simple: resign. I actually have that pulled up. So this she just quote tweeted the text that I had pulled up and said resign, and then one she replied to the first one. Some random fucking Twitter fucking idiot. Do the math. Gonzalez should not resign until the three Dems under indictment resign too. Oh my god, are you so? They're, oh my god, are you so serious? Are you so serious? Are you so serious? A mother is dead. Do that math. Okay, Bobert. Okay, Beetlejuice. Okay. Okay. Okay, come on. This is Nancy Mace's, and she actually pinned this to her profile. These text messages are disgusting and inexcusable. A member of Congress harassing his own staffer in the middle of the night, asking for explicit photos, pressing her on sexual positions. Regina Santos Aviles told him he was going too far. He did not care. He kept going. She's gone now. Her son is growing up without his mother, and Tony Gonzalez is campaigning like nothing happened. We have zero tolerance for those who abuse their power. All of these kind of like, they land a little hollow when you realize that they're all part of the party that is supporting Donald Trump, and they're all like mega. I mean, I will give props to Mace and Bobert for actually holding their ground on the Epstein files and trying to release it. I'm just waiting for them to have that realization that, like, oh, Trump's guilty. Like, girl, come on. The fuck? I mean, they're both crazy. Zero tolerance, blah, 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 blah. It does not matter what party you are in or what title you hold. How about president of the Republican Party, the United States of America, bitch? Or what title you hold or how powerful you think you are. You do not get a free pass. Tell Pam Bondi, girl. Tony Gonzalez should resign immediately and be held fully accountable for what he's done. She and her family deserve better, and Texans deserve a congressman who does not prey on women. Amen. Listen, I don't like any of these women at all. I think they're all pretty deplorable, and they've played a part in this fascist authoritarianism and have helped to gender wash it, especially Luna. But at the same time, like, at least they're fucking calling this shit out. Like, there should be some fucking standard for the house. Like, you should not be caught abusing your power, messaging your staffers for sexually explicit photos and sexually explicit conversation. Like, girl, time to go, resign, step down. Like, what? Not only that, that is one thing. You should step down and resign for having that inappropriate relationship and trying it and all that shit. Not to mention the fact that she killed herself because she was so distraught by what you did to her. She lost her marriage, her job. She has no fucking what else does she have to do to, like, the job market fucking sucks right now. What was she supposed to do? Like, what? Santos Aviles took her own life in September after her husband, Adrian Aviles, learned of her affair with her boss. Now the widower is going public with his late wife's texts to push back at Gonzalez, who has dismissed the situation as blackmail, meant to unseat him. You're such a piece of shit. Mind you, this man has 6 kids. Married with 6 kids. And he was pulling this in the middle of the night, talking about, ew. This text thread shared with the San Antonio Express News shows that Gonzalez texted Santos Aviles just after midnight on May 9th, 2024, send me a sexy pic. Said she was having a rough week, and he didn't care. Said, I need you. I do want to see you hurry. Congressman continued to press Santos Aviles to text him. The Express News reports. He asked her, okay, we know all this. Santos Aviles did not have a college degree and began working for Gonzalez in 2021. A former aide to Gonzalez alleged that the politician did nothing when he was informed of her declining mental state. That's another whole other aspect of it. Like, my God, you just like completely ruined this woman's life. Not everyone in Congress has had such harsh words for Gonzalez, who was married with 6 children. 6 children. House Speaker Moses Mike Johnson, for one, was characteristically tight-lipped when he spoke to reporters about the unfolding scandal on Monday. I'm not reading that bullshit again. In December, a New York Times report detailed how 4 Republican Congresswomen, Luna, then Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Elise Stefanik, and Nancy Mace, lost faith in Johnson's leadership. Greene cited weak Republican men as part of her motivation for resigning from Congress last year. Mace, meanwhile, wrote in a searing New York Times op-ed last year, "Women will never be taken seriously until leadership decides to take us seriously, and I'm no longer holding my breath." Well, good luck with that, Mary. Like, look around. Like, you're just figuring out that the Republicans are misogynistic? Oh, okay. Dumb bitch. The fuck? The Daily Beast has reached out to representatives for Gonzalez, Luna, and Boebert for comment. They did not respond. All right. So we went over Nancy Mace, Lauren Boebert. So when I was prepping for today's videos, I was like seeing some reports of this and I started looking into it. And I thought it was something that I had read on Friday or seen the headline of on Friday. And I thought it was the same situation. Turns out, no, it's a completely different situation. So this is literally from Friday. The labor secretary's husband barred from the department after sexual assault reports. I'm not going to go through this whole fucking article with you right now, but at least 2 female staff members said Dr. Sean DeRemer, Dr. Sean had touched them inappropriately at the agency in Washington. This is all going on at the same time. Mind you, I'm grooming. The fuck? Like, I'm grooming drag queens and the trans women, and we're all like, where are the groomers? Where are the groomers? Trump's whole fucking cabinet and himself are all in the Epstein files. You have multiple scandals going on right now, sexual misconduct scandals going on within the Republican Party. One that resulted in a woman self-immolating to the like and killing herself by lighting herself on fire. One of Trump's pastors, what was it? What's that motherfucking called? Christian advisor? What they fucking call them people? One of his religious advisors, he was uh arrested for some like sexual misconduct, I think with children. Like, there is so much rot at the core of this party is just rotten and evil. Like, what are we doing? And even if you're not having inappropriate sexual misconduct allegations, they're having gay sex with gay escorts in DC, like fucking Lindsey Graham. The fuck? And Mike Johnson. So, oh, Lori Chavez the Ram. Oh, her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck them. Jesus. God damn it. All right, everybody. Keep your eyes open. I'll keep an eye over this story, what's going on, but this is fucking resign. What the fuck? There's you dude. It's like several layers to this shit, player. Like, you, tiramisu, you need to like, you need to resign. There's so much you have to answer for. You're campaigning for office again? You think you could just like skid it? Oh, this is blackmail, bitch. The fuck? Did you not think there was people easily prove, like, that's easily proven? Just, my god. Okay, so a new investigation is out showing that the DOJ may have hid up to 50 pages of worth of documents from the Epstein files that may pertain to allegations against the president. And this is on like the morning of, this was this morning. So this is the morning of the State of the Union, mind you. And it just goes like, the cover up is so fucking bad. But how much are they fucking hiding? This is what we were able to fucking find. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Trump hit by new Epstein files bombshell before big speech. Investigation alleges there are more than 50 pages worth of documents missing from the Epstein files that may pertain to allegations against the president. The president! A bombshell report regarding the Epstein files is threatening to spoil President Donald Trump's big day. An NPR investigation published this morning of the President's State of the Union address alleges that the DOJ withheld dozens of documents from its Epstein release that may pertain to a woman who accused Trump and Jeffrey Epstein of sexually abusing her when she was a minor. Minor! Hima Bondi, you're going to hell. The FBI took the allegations against the president so seriously that it reportedly sent the agents to interview his accuser a total of 4 times in 2019. However, only documents regarding the first interview have been released. Independent journalist Roger Sullenberger revealed this month. Jesus fuck. NPR now reports that the missing documents from the next 3 interviews include what appears to be more than 50 pages of documents detailing FBI sit-downs with the accuser, who said she was around 13 years old. Jesus fucking Christ. When she was abused by the men in the early 1980s. So is this different from Katie Johnson? Or is this... Jesus Christ. This was in 2019. It's 2026. We're finding out about this now in 2026. NPR's report says only the FBI's first interview with the Trump accuser is in which she makes no allegations of wrongdoing against the president, was a part of the DOJ's massive records release made public late last month. It is unknown what was said in the next 3 alleged interviews. Jesus Christ. The White House did not respond to an email seeking for comment. Reached for comment. Justice Department spokeswoman Natalie Baldassare claimed that NPR wrongly stated the DOJ declined to respond to questions about what it described as missing files. We have not deleted anything, and we have always said all documents responsive were produced. No, they weren't. That's a lot. Like, no, you got caught out multiple times. She said that documents not included on the DOJ site fall within one of the following categories: duplicates, privileged, or part of an ongoing federal investigation. What investigation? What investigation? I would love for there to be an investigation. What investigation? Who are you investigating? Like, what are you talking about? NPR's eye-popping investigation comes a week after Sullenberger, who used to work for the Daily Beast, reported that files associated with the interviews of the Trump accuser appeared to be missing from the DOJ's public Epstein database, contradicting Attorney General Pam Bondi's claim that her release of more than 3 million pages of the Epstein files was everything the Justice Department had on the matter. There's still millions more files that we know of. And they said that they had like 14 terabytes worth of shit coming out of Jeffrey Epstein's, like, the island and the brownstone, and like, that is not 3 million dollars. You have a lot more, and you're hiding so much, and so much of the stuff that we do have is heavily redacted for no reason. In total, NPR reported finding what appears to be 53 pages of interview documents and notes missing from the public database. Jesus Christ. This is an internal FBI slideshow noted prominent individuals linked to Jeffrey Epstein, including the president, as well as the accusations made against them. I actually pulled this up. So see that? Yeah. So Trump redacted victim's name stated Epstein introduced her to Trump, who subsequently forced her head down to his exposed penis, which she subsequently bit. We heard that one in the files. In response, Trump punched her in the head, Jesus, and kicked her out. Date range 1983 to 1985. Redacted name would have been 13 to 15 years old. And then another redacted name remembers Epstein introduced her to Trump saying, "This is a good one, huh? Ew." And Trump responded, "Yes, ew." Date range roughly 1984, would have been 14 years old. Weinstein, Harvey? Redacted victim's name stated she gave Weinstein a massage during which he fondled her, masturbated, and offered her to pay her extra if he could ejaculate on her chest. Ugh. Redacted name stated Weinstein came to her apartment, offered her a job, and then tried to follow her into the shower. Creep. Redacted victim's name stated Epstein told her to give Weinstein a massage, during which Weinstein tells her to take off her shirt. She refuses, and then Weinstein threatens to get women to come force her to. That is, well, that's so scary. Like getting held down by a bunch of women so you can get raped. Ugh. Glenn Dubin stated Maxwell instructed her, or sorry, the victim, redacted victim's name, stated Maxwell instructed her to give Dubin a massage and do what she did for Epstein. Ugh. I don't know who Glenn Dubin is. I know the name. Oh, Harry Dubin. That's not the same thing. Prince Andrew. Redacted victim's name stated Maxwell told her to make Prince Andrew happy by doing the exact same things to him that she did for Epstein because he is good friends with Maxwell. Yeah. Steve Scully, who's that? Witnessed Prince Andrew on Epstein's island grinding against a young girl. Redacted victim's name stated Prince Andrew and Epstein flew on Epstein's plane and had orgies. Ugh. Jess Staley. Redacted victim's name stated Epstein told her to give Staley a massage at Epstein's mansion. Staley forced her to put her hands on his. Ugh. He forced her to put his hands on his crotch and had rough sex with her. Leon Black. This is the security guy, isn't it? Redacted victim's name stated Epstein told her to give Black a massage while Black was naked. Ew. Cuomo. Who's Cuomo? Stated another female gave Black a massage and he made her perform oral sex. Epstein made jokes about Black's penis size. Redacted victim's name stated Black raped her numerous times and sex trafficked her, including at Epstein's. Black threatened to destroy her life and stated he had connections with the police. Jesus. Redacted victim's name stated Epstein earned his money from having homosexual sex with Wexner. Les Wexner. I've heard that rumor. I don't know. Alan Dershowitz. Ugh. Redacted victim name stated she gave Dershowitz a massage on Epstein's plane. Yeah, not a minor. And he was in his underwear, right? Bill Clinton, redacted victim's name, not a victim in the Epstein case, claims she was invited to an orgy with Clinton but did not attend. Gross, dude. Howard Lutnick. Simon Andrees reported that Lutnick made his money through Ponzi schemes and money laundering. Lutnick and Epstein were neighbors, and Epstein sold Lutnick a home for $10, which was then sold for millions. William Barr, Leon Black. NTOC filed by victim's name stated Barr and Black were present during abuses. Victim's name stated she was at Epstein's for a model event and ran into Barr, who stated he wanted to see her next time he came. At another point, Epstein asked if she had ever met Barr. Oh, okay, so that one was criminal history. So Steve Scully witnessed Prince Andrew, but he has... For what? Jesus Christ. This whole fucking crazy. Lock all these people up. Like, did you investigate all these people? Because it says prominent names, and there's so many fucking like allegations here. Were these people ever? Well, I know none of them were charged with a crime. Did you ever do a real criminal investigation into any of these fucking people? The fuck? Trump's accuser claims that he pushed her head down and pressured her to perform oral sex on him after being introduced by Epstein. An allegation listed in the internal FBI slideshow that was made public in the DOJ's Epstein files dump. The woman told investigators that she retaliated against Trump by biting his penis. Good for her. According to the internal FBI document, she said that Trump then punched her in the head and kicked her out of the room. Allegation laid bare in a slide that detailed allegations against other prominent names in the federal probes of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. NPR's investigation also alleged that the DOJ removed some documents from its public database without explanation. Specifically, NPR reports that the DOJ released some files related to the prosecution of Maxwell on January 30th and later took them down. It reported that some files have since been re-uploaded, but not all. Of course not. The FBI internally circulated Epstein-related allegations against Trump last summer, but deemed most of them to be unverifiable or not credible, NPR reported. However, the quartet of interviews with the president's accuser, the first of which was conducted on July 24th, 2019, suggests that the FBI deemed her claims credible enough to probe. Gee, I wonder why that investigation got stopped. Who was the president at the time? 2019? In her first interview with investigators, documents show that the woman asked agents if she could show them a cropped photo of Epstein, which omitted Trump to identify the disgraced financier as one of the men who abused her. The woman told investigators she cropped the photo to exclude Trump because she was concerned about implicating additional individuals, and specifically any that were well known due to fear of retaliation. Trump was president at the time of his interview, and Epstein died in his prison cell the following month, on August 10th, 2019. Officials ruled his death a suicide. Yeah, and I saw a fucking unicorn this morning on my walk. Where it was raining cotton candy. Like, what? NPR reports that the woman's biographical details match those of an accuser who filed a lawsuit against the Epstein estate in December 2019. The suit does not mention Trump, and the woman voluntarily dismissed her claims against the estate after securing a settlement in 2021. An FBI document from last summer noted the accusation against Trump, but added that his accuser ultimately refused to cooperate. You don't need the victim's cooperation to investigate a fucking crime, especially when there's so much fucking proof. Like, and you have all of this fucking, all the Epstein files. You have the Epstein files. You had them. There's so much, like, shit, you could have just kept on investigating. There's so many allegations from so many different young girls. You could have just talked to them. Like, the fuck? Fucking, like, my God. 13 years old. 13 years old. And and Donald Trump comes in and makes her fucking perform fucking oral sex on him. She is so inexperienced that she probably fucking bites him. And then he punches her in the fucking head. This is not an isolated situation. He obviously was doing this on the fucking regular. And Jeffrey Epstein, all his places had bugs, cameras. He obviously had fucking proof. They were taking pictures of fucking everything. Like, they were relishing in what they were doing. They took pictures commemorating all of the fucking pedophilic orgies they were having. Like, oh my God. Jeffrey Epstein was very clearly a fucking spy for the Mossad, mainly for KGB, sometimes Saudis, maybe CIA. but mainly for the fucking Mossad. And he was best friends with Donald Trump for over a fucking decade. And they did break up for a little bit in the early 2000s, but then by 2011 Donald Trump was at Jeffrey Epstein's fucking brownstone in New York with a victim, according to Epstein. So, like, obviously, this motherfucker is compromised. He was compromised by Epstein, which means he's compromised by whoever the fuck would have bought it from him. And obviously, it probably is fucking Israel and KGB, because look how those two fucking countries have fucking walked all over Donald Trump this term. He wrote a blank check to fucking Benjamin Netanyahu. He's going along with this fucking ceasefire that Israel has broken over like 1,500 fucking times using thermal bombs that are like mini fucking nukes. They reach like fucking 6,000 degrees. Mind you, a cremation is like 4,000. So these people are being vaporized. Like, this man, the president, is compromised. It should be a 5-alarm fire throughout the entire government. And everybody's standing by him. And not only that, Schmuck Schumer and fucking Hakeem Jeffries, Apac Shakur, those motherfuckers should be out, like, banging the fucking bells, like, screaming from the rooftops. The motherfucker, the president, is a fucking pedophile. He's a pedophile. There's allegations against him in the Epstein files. He's compromised. He's compromised by Israel. But you know those motherfuckers won't, because they're fucking compromised by AIPAC. Guess what? They're compromised by Israel. They're fucking bought out by the fucking fascist, genocidal, authoritarian fucking government in fucking Israel. Like, oh my God. You will never ever have a real resistance, because everybody is beholden to the same fucking shit. Israel or some fucking corporate lobby. Like, this shit is so fucking corrupt. So much fucking corruption, and then it's all predicated on top of a pedophile sex trafficking ring of young girls. Like, children. What are we doing? What are we doing? If we can't have a moral line in the sand that's like, oh, we don't want to harm children, we don't want to traumatize children. I mean, like, it's the same fucking people that don't have a fucking issue with the fucking genocide happening in Gaza, because children have been disproportionately targeted by Israel, and it's like, you are okay with seeing children starve on your timeline, be fucking blown up, have to live in tent cities where it's flooding all the fucking time. It's winter in Gaza. Like, you don't. The We need to bring back executions, state executions, like in the town square with guillotines, or executioner style, bitch, like Henry VIII, motherfucker. Like, these people belong in hell. Like, there's no dungeon underneath the jail deep enough for your bitch ass. Go to hell. What the fuck, you demon? Raping children? Children. Okay, so our boy Cuckoo Cuckoo is back in the news again, and he can't go like 2 to 3 weeks without being in the news for fucking up, because he is so incompetent. It just like oozes out of his pores. It's absolutely fucking insane. So I did a video the other day about his fucking partying with Team USA, trying to like steal their fucking stolen valor is what it was. Like, he put the fucking medal on him. Fuck the USA men's hockey team, by the way. Going to the fucking State of the Union, eat my shit. Anyways, now it's coming out that this motherfucker was using the private jet, one of the private jets, because they only have like a couple or a few private jets for the FBI, and his use of that private jet delayed investigators from arriving to the scene of the Brown University shooting, which was maybe an assassination, a double assassination. Like the one, remember how that was such a weird investigation? But he had taken the shooter, shot somebody at Brown, and then shot somebody a few neighborhoods over. And then they found that shooter had committed suicide in a storage unit. Do you remember that? Very weird situation. Anyways, Kashyap Pramod Patel over here, that's his full name, by the way. Kashyap Pramod Patel. Anyways, his misplaced priorities led to the delayed response to the Brown University shooting in December. AKA, like him going to see his girlfriend and shit. Kash Patel's use of jet delayed FBI team's mass shooting response, whistleblower tells top senator. Agents with the FBI's elite evidence response team were delayed in reaching the scene of a mass shooting at Brown University in December because there was no FBI plane available to take them to Rhode Island, according to 3 sources and a whistleblower's account newly provided to Congress. FBI Director Kash Patel was in South Florida at the time with one of the FBI's 2 available jets and had given an order to hold the other for another team that would not normally respond to the scene. So there was no jet available, literally none. According to the whistleblower, because of him, both of it because of him. According to the whistleblower and the sources, the evidence response team instead had to drive through the night amid a snowstorm to reach the university in Providence, Rhode Island by 9 o'clock the next morning. According to the whistleblower's account. Jesus. Could you imagine? You're supposed to have this jet that it takes a few hours and then you go and like sleep and show up the next morning, or you show up right to the scene. You had to rush there overnight, like driving from Virginia to fucking Rhode Island. Ugh. Senator Richard Durbin, the ranking Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee, obtained the whistleblower's account in a letter sent Tuesday to the Government Accountability Office and the Justice Department's Inspector General. Durbin accused Patel of harming the FBI's critical investigations due to his misuse of FBI resources and aircraft in his inexperience. I could have told you that. Like, he's a boob, a peon to the nth degree. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, he's completely and 100% incompetent. I don't know what else. What? I have a mic. Can I run the FBI? That's what he like. What? He had a podcast. Like what? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Patel had been flown in one of the FBI's 2 jets to South Florida and was there on December 13th, the day of the shooting, and didn't fly back until the afternoon of December 14th. Jesus Christ. According to, so he didn't even like try to rush back. Like he just did not give a fuck at all. According to the whistleblower's account, Patel ordered that the hostage rescue team be put on standby after learning of the shooting, which froze the use of the second plane by any other FBI team. He's just, like I said, incompetence just oozes out of his pores every single chance he gets. Like, I don't know. Officials were confused. Same. Officials were confused by his order as numerous SWAT team agents in the nearest local field office, in this case Boston and New York, would ordinarily be called upon to provide immediate support rather than the Quantico, Virginia-based hostage rescue team. So, like, he's whole he has one of the jets in Florida. Then he said, you cannot use this other jet, the only other jet that we have, because this hostage rescue team needs to be on standby, even though we have two hostage rescue teams closer and we don't even know if we're going to need them. But the people that we do know we need, you guys don't get a jet. Figure it out. Okay. Okay. FBI spokesman Ben Williamson disputed the whistleblower's account, saying that evidence response agents in the FBI Boston's field office were on the scene roughly 2 hours after a shooter opened fire at roughly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This was not immediately a case with federal nexus, Williamson added, explaining the FBI did not initially take the lead in the case. It was a state-led homicide investigation. FBI was in an assisting role until later. He added that the director's jet travel to Florida didn't harm the mission because sending a plane to Rhode Island wasn't necessary. If the director happens to be out of town, he always offers the plane if needed anyway, and did so here. It wasn't needed. I kind of beg to differ. Because they went anyway. Like, why was it needed by him? In the December 13th shooting, a former Brown graduate student, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, entered a university classroom building, then killed 2 students and wounded 9 others before fleeing the scene. A MIT professor and former classmate of Valente's was later shot and killed after a 5-day manhunt. Police found Valente dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in a storage unit. The FBI's evidence response teams are known for specialized skills in mapping out a crime scene and collecting forensic evidence, and often use technical gear to help in gathering latent fingerprints and photographic clues. Agents who specialize in evidence collection are based in FBI field offices around the country, but specialists based in the Quantico unit that oversees evidence review and crime scene reconstruction are some of its most experienced veterans and often deploy in the case of a major crime scene or mass shooting. And they probably would have fucking helped here. You only found the dude because he killed himself. Like, what? And you still, like, you feel like these are fucking connected. You have done absolutely little to no investigative work to show that with any proof. And it does seem like they're connected, but what the fuck? Like, what? An FBI official familiar with Patel's travel said he was using the jet that December weekend to visit his elderly parents, but declined to say where the parents lived due to security concerns. Property database reviewed by MS Now indicate Patel's parents reside in South Florida. That dude, he spends a lot of fucking time away from Virginia. Like, I understand that, like, it's like, oh, if he needs to go to travel, he needs to use the jet. It's one of the things written into congressional law, whatever. You don't need to go that much, though. Like, I understand when you do have to go, you have to take the plane. But you were choosing to go all the time. Like, you just went to Italy, going to see your fucking parents. You go to see your girlfriend all the fucking time, fly her back and forth. Like, it's only a year. Like, how much? You're the director of the FBI. How much vacation time are you getting? Like, what are we? Can you afford to go on vacation? I sure can't. According to Durbin and multiple sources who spoke to MS Now, Patel's frequent use of the plane for ostensibly personal travel has left the FBI struggling to deploy for emergency assignments when teams need access to a government plane quickly. Durbin wrote that his letter served as a follow-up to one he sent in May requesting that the GAO conduct a comprehensive review of the Justice Department's use of government-controlled aircraft by senior executives. Since his confirmation as director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Kash has seemingly engaged in what amounts to irresponsible joyriding on DOJ and FBI operated aircraft at the expense of the American taxpayer and to the detriment of ongoing Bureau operations. I request that the GAO's ongoing review address the new information outlined below and that the DOJ's Office of the Inspector General investigate Director Patel's misuse or mismanagement of government resources. Durbin took note of Patel's recent trip to Milan on an FBI jet, pointing out that the FBI spokesperson Ben Williamson claimed that the director did not go to Italy to hang out at the Olympics on the... Girl, you didn't see him chugging beers? Like, okay. However, Durbin noted, by the director's own admission and video accounts on February 22nd, 2026, he celebrated with the gold medal winning U.S. men's Olympic hockey team after their victory. Yeah, we all saw the video. The Milan trip occurred on the same weekend an armed intruder attempted to breach President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence. Durbin noted, exactly. And the whole Mexico situation. While the FBI director is required to fly privately for security reasons, personal leisure activities and travel bucket list should not dictate work travel, nor should it have material impact on the Bureau's time-sensitive operations and investigations. Straight up. Durbin said a credible source told Senate staffers that during a meeting last year, Patel told FBI field office personnel, if you have golf, hockey, fishing, or hunting, and beautiful sights, you're going to see a lot of me? What? Patel told field office personnel, if you have golf, hockey, fishing, or hunting, and beautiful sights, you're going to see a lot of me. What? You're this when you started the FBI. What about international international crimes? Like what? Sex trafficking rings, narco trafficking, like white collar crimes. What? Okay. The senator added that Patel's frequent and unapologetic use of DOJ or FBI controlled aircraft for personal travel raises concerns about whether he is complying with applicable regulations and reimbursement requirements for non-mission related travel and whether the department has sufficient internal controls to track and enforce those obligations. I mean, the way that he would have to pay for it, he has to pay what a normal person would pay for a coach ticket. He has to pay regular airline price to go fly in a private jet to wherever he wants. Italy, Florida, who cares? Durbin also said the whistleblower account makes clear that Patel's travel has materially harmed the mission of the very agency he has sworn to lead. Well, yeah. As federal law enforcement is navigating multiple crises, including Americans facing significant danger after a prominent cartel leader was killed in Mexico, the FBI cannot afford to have its resources further stretched by a director who views its staff and aircraft as a means to support his jet-setting lifestyle. Durbin ended by noting that Patel criticized his predecessor's use of the same aircraft for personal travel in 2023 when he stated Chris Wray doesn't need a government-funded G5 jet to go on vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. $15,000 every time it takes off. Yep. Like Yeah, oh my god, this motherfucker is so fucking corrupt. He is one of the worst. He makes me so fucking angry because everybody in this fucking regime has ambition, and they're all like depraved, vile, demonic, evil. But there's a difference between him and Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is dedicated. He has a mission. He is a white nationalist. He is pro-Israel. He is anti-immigrant, anti-brown people, anti-black people, anti-woman, anti-queer. Like, he has a mission. He wants it to be a white ethno state. Like, that's it. Marco Rubio wants Cuba to fall. It's like his whole thing. He wants most of South America to fall, and hopefully Cuba will fall in doing that. Christine Nome wants to be on camera all the time. Pete Hegseth wants to feel like a big, strong fucking man. We all know that he's not. And like LARP as though he's like, I don't know, a military general. I don't know. Even Pam Bondi, her whole fucking thing is to like protect Donald Trump. She's doing that. All these people are pretty much doing what they set out to do. This motherfucker, he came in here with his one fucking thing that he wanted to do was get the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. He had absolutely nothing to do with the Epstein files release. He actually fought against it. He went to a congressional hearing, swore under oath, and said, no, there are no co-conspirators. There is nobody else to charge. There is no other evidence. And we've seen in the small portion of the Epstein files that we have that is a bold-faced perjury lie. He perjured himself in front of Congress, a congressional hearing. That should be disqualifying. Let alone his fucking FBI private jet use. The fuck? Like, also, this motherfucker going on TV trying to lie to the fucking public, talking about Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. I know for a fact that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. And it's like, okay, well, you've released a lot now, and I'm left leading to believe even more now that he was murdered. So what the fuck did you see? Because it's not there. So you're clearly just covering for pedophiles. You set out to expose pedophiles, and now you are protecting pedophiles. That is infuriating to me. Like, maybe he's just such a colossal dipshit that he didn't think. How could you not think that Donald Trump was in the fucking... You really thought it was just fucking like Bill Clinton and like Bill Gates, George Soros? Like, George Soros isn't even in them. Is he? Like, if he is, bye. Like, I don't even think he is. Even Bill Clinton. Like, that motherfucker got pictures with Epstein a ton. He's not... I've hardly seen any files in the last couple of releases about him, which is odd, but okay. You really thought Donald Trump was innocent? Okay. Did your mother smoke crack when you were in the womb? Like, what are you talking about? Is that why you're so like cockeyed and hyper? You're crack baby? Is that what it is? Crack baby? Crack baby Cash? Is that what it is? Like, I need to know because there's something actually super wrong with you. Do you not have a soul, morals, humanity? Like, could you not imagine your young ass girlfriend like 5 years ago being trafficked by Epstein? I mean, like, she was only like 15, like 10 years ago. Like, can't you just picture her 10 years younger being trafficked by Epstein and try to like empathize with these victims? You piece of shit. Going to fucking Italy, celebrating with Team USA as if you had anything to do with it? My God, you fucking loser. Loser! You're a dork to the nth degree. Like, as someone who grew up playing sports, it made me so angry to see him there because it's just like you didn't do. You're not. Oh, why are you here? What? Who invited? What? Anyways, Cash would tell you're going to fucking hell. You're going to hell, and I hope it's hot. You are covering for pedophiles. You are the swamp, bitch. You're covering up for the swamp. You are the guardian of the swamp. You fucking asshole. You are a pedophile protector. You are covering up for the Epstein class. You are covering up the Epstein files. You are covering up the murder of Jeffrey Epstein. You are a part of the swamp. You are deep, deep, deep in the swamp, and you do not give a fuck. You can go to hell. Okay, so there's been some controversy with candidate for Congress, Kat Abgazala. She's kind of made a name for herself. She is very pro-Palestine. She is very anti-ICE. She is a favorite among leftists. Has been until some people looked at her foreign policy issues on her campaign page, and they were kind of hawkish, very hawkish in every other area except for Palestine. They were very hawkish and pro-interventionist, kind of almost pro-war to a point. And so, JobSite News emailed emailed her campaign, and they asked to clarify what had happened on what clarify her stances on the on foreign policy on the website. And the response was really weird. I was watching Breaking Points this morning, and I was like kind of shocked. The Breaking Points crew were pretty confused with it too, because it seems pretty like diametrically opposed to her other policies. So it was very confusing to most people, I think. So this is the oh, it wasn't Dropsite, so it was somebody else, but Dropsite confirmed the authenticity. Uh, Hi blank. I appreciate the questions, and Kat appreciates your support. I've answered them in a list form in the order they were below. Okay, so then it goes into each and every one, and so it's confusing because she labels herself as like anti-intervention, anti-war. And then so here is her stance on Taiwan and the PRC. So Pentagon predicts the Pentagon, Pete Cake Breath, his Pentagon. Okay. The Pentagon predicts that within the next 5 years, People's Republic of China will build up the military power required to finally cross the strait and seize Taiwan. Already, China is projecting into the South China Sea by building artificial islands and seizing control of disputed territory on the resource-rich Spratly and Paracel Islands. If elected, Kat would strongly push for amending the Taiwan Relations Act to include language dropping our strategic ambiguity towards defending the island from a Chinese invasion. So that is like concerning to me. uh, the strategic ambiguity was it is strategic for a reason. It's trying to stay ambiguous so you are not fully taking one side or the other. You are acknowledging that like it's part of like the one China policy. Like you are acknowledging that China says they they have territory over Taiwan, but you're not expressly saying it to avoid this like diplomatic issue. Like the strategic ambiguity is kind of like help like I don't I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like, and are you saying that you want to firmly support Taiwan against the invasion of China? Because that's not like anti-intervention. at all, like at all, or anti-war, like anything. What the fuck do you mean? That's like pure liberal, like neo, like I don't, I don't get this. And mind you, this is somebody from her campaign, and I just found out in a post that she made that she let this person go, and her post is. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's just talk about this. This is a guy who was representing her campaign, was supposed to be her foreign policy. Here, I'll read his role. His role in this campaign is several-fold. Firstly, I assist in shaping the campaign's platform as it pertains to foreign affairs, defense, homeland security, energy, and law enforcement. Secondly, I am responsible for managing the campaign's information awareness architecture, which is designed to provide minute-to-minute awareness of events around the district, state, country, and world. Finally, I ensure that Kat and the team are best prepared for engagements that touch on any of the areas in my portfolio, including forums, media appearances, blah blah blah. So this is the guy that she like hired to or like chose, I guess he might be a volunteer, to basically be her consultant on foreign policy. And this is okay. It's just weird. Like, okay, strange. The original purpose of the Taiwan Relations Act and strategic ambiguity was to guarantee Taiwan a deterrent against Chinese invasion by preventing any one U.S. president from deserting the ROC without compromising the one China policy agreed to in the Shanghai Communique. Unfortunately, over the past decade, that policy has proven to be increasingly insufficient for deterring China, and the situation in the South China Sea now requires a firmer hand. As of now, China knows that Trump won't send the 7th Fleet or any other Indopacom assets to defend Taiwan in the event of an all-out assault. We owe it to Taiwan and democracy to demonstrate that America will do everything possible to counter wars of aggression with force. So that is interventionism 101, baby. Like, I don't. Huh? That's also. If you say you're anti-war, like being anti-war is not like, oh, we need to stop these wars by fighting back against them in the war. Mary, no. No. No, 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 no. It's we're anti-war, regardless of who we're against or who it's for. Like, it does not matter. I'm anti-war. I'm for diplomacy. And if you cannot reach things through diplomacy, there are tons of ways to actually cripple a nation through sanctions, embargoes. Look at Cuba. It's starving right now. Like, there are plenty of ways that you can not intervene, but like you can help through diplomacy and your economic standing in the fucking global order. Like, I am anti-war, which means I do not support any wars happening, and I do not support going to fight in those wars. I do not want war anywhere. I do not support the military industrial complex doing anything but defending the homeland. Like, that is not what anti-war means, Pat. We owe it to Taiwan and democracy? What? What do you mean we owe it to democracy? Like, you do not owe anything to. You are the U.S. You are the United States of America. How about you just worry about democracy in your own fucking country? You have a president who literally tried to incite a literal insurrection to overthrow the fucking government because he claimed that the fucking election was rigged when it fucking wasn't. And now he's trying to do the same fucking thing again. Fix your own fucking problems first. Like, Jesus Christ. I hate these, like, neocon liberals. Like, what the fuck? Also, she was literally in a debate yesterday, like, for her congressional primary, and I direct quote out of her mouth, defensive weapons is an oxymoron. Now they're saying China knows that Trump won't send assets to defend Taiwan in the event of all assault. We need to have a further We need to demonstrate that America will do everything possible to counter wars of aggression with force. With force. So you're saying that we have to defend with force. That is an oxymoron, Kat. Like you said. Like, what? President Biden understood this bedrock principle. President Biden? Ugh. What? The standing up to bullies is just unnecessary? Oh my god. The TRA, as written, puts us in a weaker position, particularly with Trump in office. That's the military component. Politically, Kat fully supports the self-determination of all peoples. And that includes the Taiwanese. So you don't believe in the one China policy. Under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the UN Charter, it is the right of people on that island to democratically choose their own future, and the US must support them in making that choice, whatever the outcome may be. No, because no. I agree. It's up to Taiwan to determine what they want. But how that shapes out to be and how that plays out is up to Taiwan. They can figure it out. That's what being anti-intervention is. Like, it's not our business. What the fuck is going on over in Taiwan? It's not our job to decide whether or not people are doing democracy how we like it. Like, that's not how it, like, what the fuck? Whatever the outcome may be, a forever war, a war with China, whatever the outcome may be, are you dumb? Like, what? What? So, what? Number 5 was the first paragraph of the entire foreign policy page argues we must support democratic movements worldwide while still avoiding unnecessary military intervention. Avoiding unnecessary. Avoiding unnecessary. So, avoiding unnecessary military intervention seems very deliberate in the wording. There is no necessary military intervention, so that just seems like what? Like what? While I agree that supporting democracy movements is an admirable goal, as the US's tremendous and unwavering support for the genocide in Gaza not severely undermine its credibility to do this, what would this support entail in Congress? Would it include the kinds of National Endowment for Democracy sponsored groups long favored by interventionists in the State Department, or sanctions on repressive countries? As one of the, so this is the response from the campaign consultant of hers. As one of the only Palestinian Americans seeking elected office in 2026, Kat has a unique background and understanding of the historical struggle for Palestinian liberation. The genocide in Gaza is a disgusting failure of our elected leaders to not only embody the morals we need them to have, but adhere to federal laws as well, including the Leahy laws. The failure, while a profound stain on our national conscience, should not prevent us from achieving the ideal. Kat believes, like you noted, that we have an obligation to support pro-democracy movements around the world, from Iran to Venezuela. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Wait, what? What does that mean? That does not mean that our historical impulse to use military force first is correct. It hardly ever is. Hardly. It never is. Wait. What? And often, like, the only time you could ever sell me is like World War II. Like, other than, even then, I'm just like, what? It hardly ever is so crazy because that's like leaving room for it. Like, no. So you're not anti-war, according to your campaign consultant. The fuck? It hardly ever is, and often causes untold damage. There are a wide range of options available to both the executive and Congress, precluding kinetic force, from sanctions to NGO support, all of which are likely to produce results when applied correctly. I agree. Cat wholly supports of the National Endowment for Democracy, as well as its affiliated organizations, NDIRI and the AFL-CIO's Solidarity Center. Further, Cat would like to engage with the United Nations Department of Political and Peacebuilding Affairs, the UN Democracy Fund, and the United Nations Human Rights Council to explore ways that Congress can better pitch into the global effort to strengthening democracy worldwide. Cat is firmly an interventionist. What the fuck? Wait, what? Cat is firmly an interventionist? The world is better off when America takes a leading role in it. No. 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 Listen. No. 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 Oh, brother. This guy's stinks. No. 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 The strengthening democracy. What? Cat is firmly an interventionist. Ew. Strengthening democracy worldwide. The world is better off when America takes a leading role in it. Ugh. But that role must be ethical and lawful and must place human rights first. What? Okay, let's see her fucking. Let's go see what she has. Well, what this dude has, her campaign consultant has to say. If elected, Cat will hold the. This is what they have to say about Russia and Ukraine. If elected, Cat will hold the line. Russia cannot be allowed to eke out a win with Ukraine in Ukraine. Okay, I understand this. Okay, understand this. Anything less than the entirety of the Ukraine is not a win for Vladimir Putin. It's just not. It isn't. He wanted the whole thing. So if they drop the lines where they are, which is honestly the smartest thing at this point, there. What is the point? Like it's been going. It's going to still stop for years, multiple years now. Countless people are dying every month. Like, what is the point? Why are we continuing to fund this? Why are we continuing to send weapons to them? It makes no fucking sense. Also, sending weapons is very pro war. Like that's like the whole. Girl, did you go to the Hillary Clinton School of Politics? What the fuck is going on? It's like Hillary Clinton for Palestine versus is like, huh? Okay. What? Okay. Wait. What? Okay. You got to win in Ukraine, and Kat stands firmly against any attempt by the Trump administration to sell out our European allies to Putin's imperialism. I mean, like, the US and NATO, I mean, the America has undermined the sovereignty of so many of those European allies to the point where they can't even defend themselves. That's their own fault. Stop relying on this failing empire. Like I don't know, this third world country in a Gucci belt. Like I don't know what to tell you. She condemns attempts by Secretary Rubio to recognize illegal Russian seizures of Ukrainian land. I mean, like, what are at this point? Can't they just figure it the fuck out? Like, just drop the fucking borders. Just drop the lines where the lines are. I don't understand. In his distinct failure to name Russian war crimes as such, mass sexual violence, deliberate targeting of civilians, forced relocation, summary execution, resource theft, torture, murder, and destruction of civilian heritage sites and infrastructure are all disgusting, unforgivable breaches of the international laws that we wrote. So the answer would be to properly sanction and embargo Russia, not send more defensive weapons to Ukraine. I don't thought that was an oxymoron. Yeah, I understand what's going on in Russia is bad. Putin is a fucking dictator and a murderous dictator. What has that have to do with you? I don't understand what that. I The American chauvinism is so rank. It's so annoying. Could you imagine if Canada, the Canadian military invaded on January 6th because we thought, or invaded right now? Like that's ridiculous. The fuck? You guys would be out of your minds. Like you people make me so fucking angry. Can you just like imagine if one of the Gulf states, one of the countries in the Middle East, decided that they don't like the way that you performed democracy and they'd invaded. You went. You're still in Iraq over 2 decades because you got attacked by Saudi Arabia. I don't know. So you invaded Iraq like for 20 years. You are not the judge, jury, and executioner for every other fucking country in the world. I'm so fucking tired of it. You you are a dictator. You want to be talking about dictators? America has been acting like a fucking dictator on the global stage for the better part of 80 years. And it's getting tired. Tired as fuck. I'm ugh. In concert with the Russians and other allies after the Nuremberg trials, Kat fully supports funding the Ukrainian war effort to the hell. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? Until the Russian forces are degraded to the point where a near restoration of pre-war borders is possible. Give me a second. Okay, quick Google search will tell you that there is around 142 to 143 million people in Russia. How much people in Ukraine? Between 33 and 39.5 million. Let's just do the math. If they continue if they continue at the pace that they're going, where thousands of people are dying every month, like who is going to run out of people first? Oh, oh, right, right. This is just simply like, uh, okay. Pre-war borders, good luck, is possible. Oh my God. Or any other outcome preferable to the Ukrainian government. I mean, Ukrainian government. Obviously, yes, Russia is the aggressor in this situation. Ukrainian government ain't all free of corruption either. Like, it's neither is fucking what is fuck Volodymyr Zelensky. He supports the use of unconventional warfare by the Ukrainian armed forces to achieve this aim, as well as long-range strike on Russian strategic targets. Okay. He supports the seizure and redistribution of Russian assets in Europe and the United States for the purpose of financing war effort. You almost had me for a second. That includes oil and gas tankers, part of Russia's shadow fleet, as well as assets held by Russian private citizens, oligarchs, supporting the invasion. I mean, I'm not against that either. She'll additionally fight to codify U.S. support for Ukraine in federal law and prohibit any president or administration from caving or negotiating without Ukraine. I do agree that Ukraine should be included in the negotiations, but she strongly supports the forward deployment of air. She strongly supports the forward deployment of air, naval, and ground assets to the NATO front line. Ugh. What? As well as the positioning of dual-use missile and drone interception systems like the UK's Dragonfire and our age. Oh, we must additionally surge MIM. I am not a war person. Additionally surge MIM 104 Patriot and Terminal High Altitude Area Defense THAAD batteries to Europe and reinforce NATO's border with Russia. Oh my God. The Chinese are closely watching our actions in Ukraine. What? No, they don't give a fuck. And the outcome of this conflict will determine the nature of their attempt to seize Taiwan. Oh my God. Possibly preventing it altogether. If Ukraine can pull off a diplomatic win, we owe it to those that gave their lives in defense of Ukraine, those that sacrificed in defense against wars of aggression throughout our history, and people seeking freedom everywhere to not cower in fear. So what I'm getting is that she's not anti-war. She's anti-war of aggression, which is a very different thing. Because I'm anti-war across the board. I'm a pacifist to the nth degree. I will always advocate against war. I will always advocate against American intervention. I will always advocate against military intervention. I will always advocate against sending weapons. I will like. Why would you want people's tax dollars to go to killing people? Like, it's just that's not what I would want my tax dollars to go, my hard-earned money to go to. I wanted to go to improving my life. That is how a democracy should work. I don't really think that it's our business whether or not they're doing it well or what they're doing. Like, this is ew. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's really bad, actually. Okay, so what else did she say? Oh, God. Gross. All right, so she made a video addressing these claims, and apparently she's going to go on Breaking Points on Tuesday morning. This video. Just in, Kat Abagzala clarifies some of her foreign policy positions. After an email sent by a staff member, she says it misrepresented her as an interventionist. Misrepresented her. Okay. Says her core principles are anti-war, anti-genocide, anti-imperialism, and anti-intervention. She states that the email's content was unauthorized and that the individual responsible is no longer on her staff. She reiterates support for arming the Ukrainian people and eliminating. So,
Trump's moves to.
So I want to clarify what her clarification is that yes, I agree with what he said, but I'm not an interventionist. I'm anti-war. Honey, sweetie, baby, toots, you are an interventionist. Spot it, got it. He represented you perfectly well. I don't. Let's listen to her because I pulled it up on YouTube. Let me shrink myself for you. This woman kind of making me angry. So.
Today, reporting revealed an email sent by someone on my staff detailing my foreign policy. The answers surprised a lot of people, including myself. I want to be really clear, I did not know of that email's existence, and I would not have approved the language in said email. I was also not aware of certain aspects of this individual's background, and they are no longer on our staff. But part of the reason this email was so surprising is that I have been remarkably clear and open about my positions regarding foreign policy.
What she means by his background, I forgot to mention. He had been exposed to be at a pro-Israel rally, I guess, 2 years ago, and she is very pro-Palestine, so it was kind of confusing. And then all of these things that he also said were also confusing. So she let that staffer go. He was the one who wrote all of what I just read to you. But like you'll see in a minute, I'll let her talk.
In fact, if you want to read our foreign policy platform as well as our page on a free and sovereign Palestine, you can go to catforillinois.com/issues. But let me be clear about where I stand on what was actually in that email. First off, the email describes me as an interventionist, which is not true. I have no idea why he would say that. I have never described myself as an interventionist. I am anti-war, anti-genocide, anti-imperialism, and anti-intervention, which is why I hold the positions I do. I have always believed and said that we should lead with diplomacy and humane foreign policy. I've been endorsed by Peace Action, the largest grassroots peace network in the world, and I firmly denounced Trump's moves to militarily intervene in Venezuela, Canada, Greenland, Iran, and elsewhere. Before I get into any other specifics, I want to add an initial caveat, and that's that military intervention is an absolute last resort. We need to lead with diplomacy.
Okay.
We shouldn't force.
Okay. The fact that you are leaving the room for military as a last resort means that you are for intervention. You might not be a firm interventionist, but you are for military intervention. And who is to say, with the amount of lies that have come out of the American government, that they are actually using this as a last resort? Or what? Have you ever? I want you to go look up a man named George Bush. Think you have maybe include WMD in that search. What do you mean? You are interventionist. You might not, like I said, you might not be a firm interventionist, but you are for military intervention when push comes to shove. When rubber meets the road, you're for it. That's not anti-war, babe. Just saying. Maybe you don't understand. I'm not trying to be me. I don't want to mansplain, but I'm just really trying to. Maybe you don't understand what interventionist means, and so. Am I being stupid? What?
Regime change. And especially post-Trump, we need humane foreign policy. This means public diplomacy.
Wait.
We need to lead with diplomacy, we shouldn't force regime change. And especially post-Trump, we need humane foreign policy. This means public diplomacy, the reinstitution and expansion of USAID, and reparations to the global south, particularly focused on renewable energy and infrastructure. Now, my leading principle in international affairs is the right to self-determination. When it comes to Ukraine, I believe we should continue arming the Ukrainian people.
Okay. You cannot be anti-war and advocate for war, Kat. That is completely antithetical to what the anti-war stance is. You are pro-war. You are just against wars of aggression. You would like to fight war with war. That is how you stand based on the facts that you are presenting out of your mouth. I don't know why you're having an issue with just saying like, oh, this is why I don't think you know what you're like. You seem very, 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 very well versed and smarter than me on a lot of domestic policy issues. I'll give her that. She's a very smart girl. But foreign policy wise, this is not what you are purporting yourself to be, which is concerning to me. Like, are you going to be just John Fetterman, but for Palestine instead of for Israel? Like, what are we doing? Like, okay.
Wars of aggression are illegal. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a war of aggression. That is an international crime. Putin is a despot, and he will not stop with Ukraine. We can support.
Okay. Just because an international crime has been broken doesn't make you the enforcer of the law. You're not the international cop. Nobody said America is the police. You have to enforce the law. Like, do you not see like the ties here? Like, your own views are conflicting your own views, which are very confusing. What the fuck?
Support Ukraine by providing arms, ideally paid for through the seizure of Russian oligarch assets, but not with U.S. troops on the ground. Similarly,
So you're not anti-war. Do you know what anti-war means? Okay. This is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you are anti-war of aggression, which you keep on saying. You talk about wars of aggression. I don't think you are anti-war.
I believe that politically we should adhere to the one China policy, but we should also eliminate.
Okay, so the one China policy is, like I was talking about it earlier, it's basically the one China principle is different than the one China policy. The one China principle is what China abides by. It's that their claim over Taiwan is strict and like set in stone. And that's what they abide by. The U.S. abides by the one China policy, which recognizes China's claim over Taiwan, but it's not set in stone and it's not reaffirmed like strongly. So it can be a little more ambiguous. So they're not trying to create like a geopolitical issue with either country or with Taiwan or China.
Strategic ambiguity when it comes to aiding Taiwan so that way it can defend itself without putting U.S. boots on Taiwanese soil. The last.
Okay. So if you believe if you stand by the one China policy, you cannot also stand by the right for Taiwan's self-determination. Also, the one China policy, like, it doesn't include what? This is so confusing. I don't understand this. Doesn't make sense. You're conflicting. Like, this is completely contradictory to what you just said. Because you can't support the one China policy and then also support the right for self-determination for Taiwan and intervention for Taiwan. That
Last thing any of us want is a war with China. This is an effort to make sure that doesn't happen. So that way we can make time to work towards diplomatic solutions. We need to reinvest in
no. Being firmly holding as an ally for Taiwan and supporting their right for self-determination and saying that you will militarily intervene against China is a pretty sure way to piss the Chinese off. I don't know what you're talking about. They would take that as a threat. What?
those diplomatic
The
solutions.
strategic ambiguity that you're talking about is what is allowing the standoffish relationship that you have with China right now and is not turning you into complete enemy. Like you what? Also,
Not
why
just
did you fire that guy? He has gotten everything correct so far. So you fired him for being pro-Israel? Probably. I don't know. He completely represented you perfectly well. You are a pretty firm interventionist. Just not like intervening in wars is still intervening. You know, like I don't get what you're talking about. You're against regime change and wars of aggression. That's what you're trying to say. You're not anti-war. You're not anti-intervention. You want to send weapons to the Ukraine. That is complete. What?
just between China and Taiwan, but the US and China as well. We live in a globalized world. We need to work towards being partners with China in trade and innovation. But that's only possible through diplomatic solutions and international law. I know these are all
It's not going to be possible by pissing them the fuck off, saying that you're going to fucking defend and militarily intervene for Taiwan. Like that. How are you going to achieve said diplomacy you speak of?
controversial subjects, but self determination is necessary in a democratic, globalized world. And that is true whether it's Taiwan, Ukraine, Palestine, or anywhere else. Invasion and aggression cannot be tolerated. The other caveat here is that any military aid for any reason must be conditional. I don't care if it's Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, or Mexico. If
What? The fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Conditional military aid? You're Palestinian. Do you know how many conditions have been placed upon Israel? Guess what? They break them all the fucking time. Are we having the same conversation? Like, you're saying you're anti-war, but then you're talking about sending military aid and it being conditioned. No military aid. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What?
weapons paid for with our tax dollars are suspected of being used to commit crimes against humanity or war crimes, we need a full arms embargo.
War. You should just, like, if you're anti-war, you should be against your tax dollars being paid for war. The caveat should not be war crimes, crimes against humanity. Those are really bad, yes. But at the same time, so is war. People dying is bad, Kat. if it's done the right way by international law, it's still bad. I don't understand what this means.
We have to make sure that war criminals are held accountable and put measures in place to ensure that those crimes are never committed again. I will never blindly vote for military aid. Every single bill will be a separate consideration that I will deeply think about and convey why I voted for or against it. I will not vote to deploy troops for forever wars, and I will continue to respect international law. But once again,
Okay, sending. So, if you were anti war, you would immediately be able to rule out the fact or rule out the possibility of even ever voting to send military aid to anybody in under any situation. Because if you were anti-war, you would immediately say no. What are you talking about? I will explain it. I won't talk about it blindly. Girl. Okay, Hillary.
again, any military aid, any military intervention must be an absolute last resort. And our troops cannot be used for an imperial agenda that will make other parts of the world worse. We need to.
But our taxpayer dollars and our weapons can be sent all around the world for continuing forever wars that other countries are fighting. Like I don't know.
Focus on making our country better. And part of that is integrating into a globalized world. The American people are sick of our tax dollars being used for bombs instead of healthcare. We are sick of blind intervention and the military industrial complex siphoning prosperity from us and the rest.
Okay. What I'm getting from this is that you think intervention just means boots on the ground. I beg to differ. That is not what that's not the only thing that intervention is. It's also sending military aid. So if you don't want your money to be sent to for like
Rest of the world for a quick profit. It is a moral imperative that we lead with diplomacy and aid, and that we make right wrongs from the past. A safer and healthier world through shared trade, infrastructure, and cultural exchange also leads to a safer and healthier America. You may agree or disagree with me on these issues, and that's fine. But this is where I stand, and I wanted to make sure it's clear. In my own words.
Did she just say that she wanted to make it clear? I am left with many more questions. I am left with feeling much more confused. I'm so utterly confused. What is going on? You contradict yourself like every other sentence. You would say one thing and then another the next time. I'm very confused. I just want to say, I'll go on a limb. She is an interventionist. She is not anti-war. She's very good on domestic policy, like very, very good. And she's a smart girl. Very good on TV, very good in a debate setting. But, girl, you need to read a few more, like, books, I think, on foreign policy. Girl. Ugh. We were rooting for you. Like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Never in my life have I yelled at a girl like this. Wow. All right, everybody, keep your eyes open for people like this. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Palestinian Hillary. Interesting. Okay, so overnight the Trump regime has launched an illegal and offensive war against the country of Iran. Completely on behalf of Israel. Israel launched attacks first, and then once Iran retaliated, that's when America stepped in. Mind you, it's what they wanted to do from the beginning. this entire situation has been incepted because Israel wants a basically a puppet for Israel in charge of Iran. They want Israeli puppets all over the Middle East because they want to control that region. They want to make it into a greater Israel type project because they feel like they have biblical claim over the land. They're citing a 2,000-year-old document that is fictional. You're supposed to take it's a book full of fables. You're supposed to take the metaphors and the lessons from like it. It's not meant to be literal. So they're using the Bible as justification for this for colonizing and taking land that does not belong to them, stealing it. And they want to basically, like I said, have Israeli puppets all over the Middle East. And in order to do that, they have been launching attacks on countries all over the Middle East. And now America is involved in another war with Iran because you've already had a war with Iran this term, this Trump term. In June, you had a 12-day war with Iran. Now you're at war again, and there's no end in sight at this current moment in time. And this is all because Israel wants you to. They're using this whole excuse of, oh, they're weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. Cut to the video of Benjamin Netanyahu fucking saying that for the past 30 years. There's so many clips of him going back to 1995. Fear-mongering about Iran being weeks to months away from having nukes. And that, like, it's been 30 years. And in all the negotiations, Iran has said, we don't even want nukes. They feel like it goes against Islam. Like, so they have agreed to almost every set of demands that America has. Really, it's Israel. But every single time they agree to the demands, the goalpost gets moved. It's like, oh, you can't have nukes. They're like, okay, well, we don't want nukes. We're not going to make nukes. And it's like, okay, well, you can't have nuclear enrichment. You can't even use nuclear power, which as a sovereign state, it's your right to do. Even like they have a right to have nukes. Like, what the absolute like arrogance of Americans. Be like, this country can't have nukes. This country can't have nukes. This country can't have nukes because only us can use them. Like, what do you mean? Like, you can't have the weapon. You can't make one of the weapons that we created, and we are the only people in the history of the world to have used. But you can't have them. Does that make sense? Mind you, like, at this point in time, nukes are your only pathway to safety and sovereignty. Look at the fucking Kim dynasty. They've been doing just fine. Ain't nobody fucking invading or attacking the North Korea, the DRPK. Like, obviously, that is the only way that you can have true sovereignty in the 21st century. So I don't know what the fuck, like, who are you even to tell them that they can't have fucking nukes? And even if you are saying that they can't have nukes, you had the Iran nuclear deal in Obama's second term or first term. I don't remember when it was. In Obama's second term. Trump fucking ripped it up in his first term. Biden did nothing to put it back in place, and now you're back in this situation. This situation where you're against the supreme leader, the Ayatollah, the IRGC, who is in charge of Iran. Mind you, they are only in charge of Iran because of you. If it weren't for the U.S. intervening in Iranian politics in the 50s, you had Mossadegh murdered. You had him assassinated. You took him out because he wanted to nationalize the oil that is underneath the fucking ground that Iranians live on. He wanted to take that industry and put it back into the fucking nation and actually take some of the profits for themselves instead of all the profits going to capitalist overlords over in America and England. No, you couldn't have that. So you had him taken out, assassinated, and then put your puppet in place. And that led to the Iranian Revolution that the Ayatollah is now in place. Before the Iranian Revolution, there was no hijabs. There was no. It wasn't nearly as regressive as it is now. It was. I'm pretty sure Tehran was called like the Paris of the Middle East. Like the fashion was like. You are responsible for the situation. If you hadn't have intervened to begin with, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in right now. And now you're intervening. It's just like you are a self-eating snake. It's you're at the same point with Cuba as well. Before the Cuban Revolution, you had a fucking U.S. puppet, and that led to the fucking Cuban Revolution. And the Cuban Revolution is now what you are vilifying and saying that this communist government is a dictatorial regime and they are making the fucking Cubans suffer. Meanwhile, you're the one starving them. You're the one with the embargoes on them. You're the one with the fucking cruel fucking sanctions that's been starving them for the better part of 60 years, like 70 years now. Like, you have caused so many of the problems that you espouse are so big and important to you. Like, if it weren't for you, you wouldn't have created your own problems, which aren't even really problems. Cuba is not a threat to you. Iran is not a threat to you. They even said they will not, they like agreed to your demands, to your ridiculous demands. Like, what the fuck? It's so fucking stupid. Now we're getting fucking news that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was fucking what actually was taken out, and that's from the president and the Israeli government. But we haven't gotten any fucking like confirmation from the Iranian government, which I would love to actually hear from them to actually get the confirmation. His residence or where he stayed, like whatever, was like decimated pretty much. But if I was him and I knew that this was a possibility, like strikes were imminent, I wouldn't be staying at my main official residence if it was me. I don't know. But let's get into it, 'cause this just pisses me off. You are responsible for the regime in Iran. And now you are saying it's such a big problem that you have to intervene again. You are just going to, it's just, the cycle is just going to continue. Like, I don't understand how you don't learn from your past mistakes. In my lifetime, you went and fucking invaded Iran, invaded Iraq. Did that go well for you? Did it go well for you? Over 2 decades? My God. All right, so what to know about the U.S. attacks on Iran? The United States and Israel launched a major assault that reportedly has killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The joint U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran killed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the nation's supreme leader, for almost 37 years. President Trump announced on Saturday, signaling a potentially profound political shift in the region. Yeah, this is what Trump has been saying, and I feel like Trump is getting it off of Israeli intelligence, but even Israeli are saying we believe he has said that every indication shows that he is, but he could be in hiding. Like, I mean, he could be dead. I'm not dead. Like, I mean, it's Trump and Israel, the lie factory and the liar. Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history. Motherfucker. Also, like, the arrogance of this to be like, oh, they're repressive. Motherfucker, you're shooting people for protesting on the street in the face, in the back. You're building concentration camps. How dare you be sanctimonious towards Iran and how they deal with their protests? Meanwhile, you were told no in your first term when you asked if you could shoot out fucking protesters at the knees. What is wrong with you? You literally tried to overthrow the government, incited a violent insurrection where people died. You have bombed like 7 countries in your just in your second term alone. In your first term, you increased drone strikes by 430% from Obama, who set the record for drone strikes. Like, you are an insane, evil, warmongering piece of fucking shit, maniacal asshole. You are racist. You are Islamophobic. You are xenophobic. You are transphobic. You are a huge misogynist. You are absolutely vile. You are an adjudicated rapist. You are a convicted felon. You are 6 times bankrupt. Like, you are a con man, a fraud to the nth degree. You con your own fucking supporters. What are you talking about? You literally built your whole political platform on building a wall because, and I quote, most Mexican immigrants are, what did you say? Right. Gang members, murderers, and rapists. Mind you, you're a murderer and a rapist, and you behave like a gang. Your whole regime behaves like a gang, a mafia fucking, like a mafioso style organization. It's absolutely fucking insane. You have the gall to actually fucking say he's one of the most evil people in history. Look in a mirror, bitch. The fuck? My God. Can you imagine, like, if anybody started attacking the US for what's going on right now? Because it's pretty fucking bad. Do you think that people, like, Republicans would be just okay with it? You went on a 2-decade war when you got attacked once. Trump wrote on Truth Social. He added he was unable to avoid our intelligence and highly sophisticated tracking systems and working closely with Israel. Of course, there was not a thing he or the other leaders who have been killed along with him could do. There was no immediate confirmation of the death from Iran. From what I have seen, a lot of the people, like a lot of the top leaders, are still alive. Uh, there's reports about Khamenei, but like from what everybody below him seems to still be in place. There have been a few casualties among them, but mostly have been civilian casualties and not in people and not in leadership positions. So that's not even true. It's looking like he is doing like a half-assed regime change type shit. Like, it's so fucking stupid. If you take out the head, 2 are gonna grow in its place. It's like a fucking hydra. That's how it fucking works. Look at fucking Venezuela right now. You took out Maduro. His regime stands. He doesn't have like mind control culty powers. I don't understand. Like, they still, if we went in and took out Donald Trump, JD Vance and Mike Johnson would be president and vice president. It'd be worse. It'd be the exact same fucking shit. Like, what are you talking about? How do you not understand this? The attack, which set off retaliatory strikes by Iran against Israel and U.S. interests in the Middle East, followed weeks of threats from Mr. Trump that the United States would strike Iran unless its leadership agreed to U.S. demands, which they did multiple times. You just kept on moving the goalpost over its nuclear program. On Thursday, American and Iranian officials held a last-ditch round of mediated talks that ended without a breakthrough. In a social media post announcing Ayatollah Khamenei's death, Mr. Trump said without providing evidence that he is hearing Iranian security forces no longer want to fight and are looking for immunity from. No, that's not true. That's like blatantly not true. There's actually like I all of these people act as though these people are like just idiots. Like I do you not think that they have the ability to think things through? Do you not think that they have the ability to think of their neighboring nations that you've destabilized through your intervention? Like they're not dumb. Iran is actually a very educated country. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like this is going to drive patriotism up. You just attacked. Look at how patriotism soared after 9/11. Like you how do you not think these like how do you not think these things through? I don't understand this. The Israeli military also identified 7 senior Iranian security officials it said had been killed in Saturday's strikes, including the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guards, the country's Minister of Defense, and a senior advisor to the supreme leader. I don't believe that's true. The Israeli military, so we're just taking them at face value? Oh, it is the New York Times. Earlier Saturday, Mr. Trump said that the major combat operations were underway in Iran, portraying the strike as an opportunity for a change of government in Tehran. Governments around the world urged restraint, though some, including those of Canada, and Australia, backed the US-led campaign as it condemned decades of aggression by Iran. Of course we did. Of course we did. Because Mark Carney is literally conservative. Like, he's pivoted so far right. Like, he's such a piece of shit. Fuck you, Mark Carney. And you better start send some fucking oil to Cuba. They've been an ally to us over the past 6 years. We did not get involved with the fucking Cold War. We actually had a good fucking relationship with Fidel Castro. We have always had a good relationship with Cuba. Canadians have been using Cuba as a tourism destination for decades. Like we should be fucking helping them. $8 million of food aid. What the fuck is that gonna do? That's gonna be let's run out in like that. They need oil. Oil. What are you doing, Mark Carney? You piece of shit. You need to be condemning the U.S. Talk about the new world order at fucking Davos, bitch. When push comes to shove, you are literally just a cuck to fucking America. What are you doing? What are you doing? Standing up to this fucking dictatorial authoritarian regime is not just standing up for yourself, you piece of fucking shit. I thought the middle powers need to stick together. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Leave it to a fucking liberal. Okay, so here you can see the mapped out places where U.S. striked Iran. Ridiculous. Israel's military said that one of its initial targets was a gathering of senior Iranian officials. Of course it was. Videos verified by the New York Times showed strikes in an area of Tehran that houses the presidential palace and Iran's National Security Council, among other important government buildings. Another video showed a strike near the Ministry of Intelligence. Satellite imagery showed a plume of black smoke and extensive damage at the secure compound of Ayatollah Khamenei. U.S. officials said the military had carried out dozens of strikes with attack planes launched from bases from around the Middle East and from at least one aircraft carrier. The initial wave of U.S. attacks focused on military targets. Yeah, the U.S. strikes may have focused on military targets, but Israel, being the bloodthirsty ghouls that they are, they bombed a school, an elementary school. Yeah. The last count that I saw was between 50 and 80. There are different reports, and the numbers are growing because it was hard to find people. The search and rescue was still going on. A little girl's school. That's a war crime, mind you. It's at this point, it's literally typical of Israel. I'm not surprised that Israel, of all countries, bombed a school, and over 50 little girls are dead. Little girls under the age of what, like 12? Up to maybe 80? The depravity of the Israeli government and the Trump regime, and even a lot of the liberal conservatives, like Gavin Newsom, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Alyssa Slockins, fucking Hillary Clinton, even Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, all those motherfuckers, this is what they fucking wanted. Like, this is what they always fucking want. They always want brown people to die. They always want, they're massive fucking Islamophobes. Like, that's all. The Israeli military also said its air force had carried out a broad wave of strikes on multiple military targets in western Iran, aerial defense and missile launchers in central Iran, and a surface-to-surface missile launch site in the area of Tabriz in eastern Iran. Israeli officials said they expected the assault to last several days. Good luck with that. It's gonna last a lot longer than that. I Trump might taco. There's always a possibility that bitch ass might chicken out, of course. But at the same time, I feel like I feel like the cat's out of the bag, bitch. Like it's way too late. Like you already did it. It's too late. Like you took out the fucking supreme leader. Like what? This is not Venezuela. Iran fired a barrage of missiles and drones at Israel, the Revolutionary Guard Corps said in a statement on Telegram. It also launched missile attacks targeting U.S. military bases in the region, including Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, Al Dhafar Air Base in the United Arab Emirates, and the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain, Fars reported. So this is kind of like the unintended consequences of what starting a war with a fucking country in this region is. Like, the U.S. military has what, like 800 plus military bases all around the world. You are basically at like pledging these countries to get bombed because your fucking military base is there, that you pretty much forced your way into that country and placed your base there. Besides the point, but you are like, we're basically volunteering these countries to get fucking hit. Like it's fucking ridiculous. And now all of these fucking countries are gonna have like there's gonna be crisis all in the whole fucking region. It's absolutely fucking insane. You hit the UAE. The UAE. You don't think they're gonna have something to say? They had to shut down the fucking airport in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Like, this is like, that's like one of the economic capitals of the Middle East, and supposed to be the safe place. I don't understand. It's so stupid. Like, did nobody think this through? Like, I seriously don't understand this. And which leads me to believe that there's a high chance that Israel is using whatever blackmail they received from Mossad agent Jeffrey Epstein on President Donald Trump. Because why would you do this? This is stupid. He's always talked about not like you can go back years and years and years. He used to fearmonger about Obama starting war with Iran because Obama can't negotiate. He sucks at negotiations. The irony, like, what? Okay. U.S. Central Command said its forces successfully defended against hundreds of Iranian missile and drone attacks, and that damage to American bases in the region has been minimal and has not impacted operations. I don't believe that to be true. I heard one of their GPS systems in the region was down. They couldn't even see properly in certain areas. Like, you can't really believe anything that is going to come out of the fucking U.S. government at this time. And like I said, Donald Trump could be being blackmailed into this fucking war by Israel over whatever compromising information that their spy gave to them. So this is the Epstein war in my eyes. Like, this is the Epstein files war. And if it's not about that, it's in part to distract from the Epstein files. Because mind you, it just got exposed like last week or the week before that Donald Trump was credibly accused in the Epstein files, and the DOJ hid it. 53 pages of worth of documents. Debris from intercepted missiles landed in a residential neighborhood in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the UAE, killing one person and damaging property, the Emirati Defense Ministry said, adding that it had successfully intercepted several missiles launched from Iran. Qatar and the UAE are like supposed to be like the places like we're like UAE is supposed to be like the safe place, and then Qatar is supposed to be like the safe place to do diplomacy, where they're kind of like Switzerlandish. Both of them just got hit. Do you think they're going to be happy with anybody? It had anything to fucking do with it. This is so stupid. Qatar's Ministry of Defense said that it had successfully thwarted a number of attacks targeting its territory. The attack echoed another strike last June when Iran fired more than a dozen missiles at an American military base near the Qatari capital, Doha, in response to a U.S. attack on its nuclear facilities. The Gulf states are home to a number of American bases and embassies, and experts had warned that Iran would target them in retaliatory strikes. They also warned about closing the Strait of Hormuz. They explicitly warned about that. And it looks like we've gotten a bunch of fucking reports that it looks like they're going to. And I think, what is it, like a fifth of the world's oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz? So get ready for your gas prices and everything to go up. Like, this is what happens when you go to war with countries like this. They warned explicitly about this. Before the strikes on Saturday, the U.S. military had built up forces in the region in what Mr. Trump had described as an armada. Spanish armada. Iran also asked the United Nations Security Council to intervene, and it accused the United States and Israel of violating international law. Yeah, I would say so. What's the basis for this war? Nothing? Oh, so you're just attacking a sovereign nation for no reason? Is the United States at war? Yes. Yes. Obviously, the United States is at war with Iran. Like that. Trump came out and said it fucking last night, bitch. From Mar-a-Lago, by the way. I clocked it as soon as I fucking saw him talking about. He had his hat on, and then he had a blue fucking curtain behind him, and I was like, "This should be like a presidential address. This is a pretty big deal. You're going to war with another country. That's a pretty big deal. This should be a presidential address from the Resolute desk in the Oval Office." He was up in front of a fucking blue curtain with a fucking baseball hat on. Immediately, I was like, this motherfucker's at Mar-a-Lago. I looked it up. Of course he is. He literally couldn't. literally couldn't give up his fucking weekend of fucking golf to go to the fucking Situation Room when you're starting a war with another fucking nation. That is insane. Baby must have it. Baby gotta have his golf. It doesn't matter if people may die. It doesn't matter. Like, this is so severely unserious. You're going to war and your fucking president is out at his golf course. Mind you, I'm pretty sure the siege on Caracas and the kidnapping abduction of Maduro was done from Mar-a-Lago, not the Situation Room. This is insane. Can we, like, is there no level of decorum? And no fucking politician will be calling this out. Why the fuck aren't you in the Situation Room? Could you imagine if Barack Obama went to war at a golf club in Florida? They went on a fucking like media fucking campaign to malign that man over wearing a tan suit. Donald Trump does 35 things worse every single fucking day, and they have nothing to say. Mr. Trump's unilateral decision to launch the attack has opened a new chapter in recurring debate over who rightfully wields war powers in American democracy. Because you're supposed to get congressional approval. Like, this is insane. The move has raised accusations that he is violating the Constitution by starting a war without congressional authorization, and it appears likely to prompt a belated debate next week in Congress under the War Powers Resolution. Yeah, there's going to be a debate on the process of how they did it, not whether they should have done it or not. It's going to be how they did it, because all those motherfuckers in Congress and all those fucking Democrats in name only, all those fucking centrists, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, I've listed them already, but like, they want this. They wanted this from the beginning. They've always wanted to go to war with Iran. They are war hawks. They are liberal conservatives. A lot of them are Islamophobic as fuck. It's very fucking evident due to your actions that you are just Islamophobic. It's insane. But they want this. They want this. A lot of the fucking centrist Democrats are going to come out and say that there's an issue with the process, not that they did it. They're going to say that they support it, but not how they did it. They only don't like it because Trump's doing it. If Obama had done it or Biden had done it, they'd be cheering it on with no issues. Democrats in name only. Many Democrats and at least 2 Republicans in Congress are insisting that Congress must vote on whether the country enters such a conflict. How about there is no conflict? Like, how about no? I agree that like there should be a vote, but at the same time, as an opposition party, you should be opposing the entire act. Like, what? Are you the anti-war party? Are you for like? Who is the anti-war? Is there no anti-war party? Is there nobody's campaigning on peace and diplomacy? Conflict has quickly threatened the flow of oil out of the Middle East, which could make gasoline and other fuels more expensive. Shipping companies have stopped sending their tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow passage through which at least 20% of daily oil production travels. That's a fifth of the global oil economy, according to the oil industry analysis. Nobody's going to enter right now, said Angelique Franchou, the chief executive of Navios Maritime Partners, a Greek shipping company with vessels in the region, referring to the strait. So now, like I said, unintended consequences, like the ripple effect of these actions are going to make people suffer. People in America, people all over the fucking world, because this is a consequence of your actions. And now people are going to be mad at you. If you thought this was going to be a rally around the flag moment, well, you were right. It is for Iran, not for you. You're wasting taxpayer dollars. People are going to die. Like, you're an insane person. Okay, so here's some pictures and videos from the attacks. Jesus Christ. This is in Tehran. Jesus. Residential area in Tehran. Insane. People rushing home after several rounds of strikes in the city. Jesus. So that is Khamenei's compound. Satellite imagery showed a black plume of smoke and extensive damage at the compound of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader. The image taken by Airbus on Saturday morning showed collapsed buildings at the complex, which typically serves as Ayatollah Khamenei's residence and main premises for hosting senior officials. Now, war with the US and Iran has been imminent over the past week and a half. It's been coming. It's been coming down the pike for a minute. So I wouldn't be at my official residence that you can see so easily from satellite. I don't know. But they say he's dead. So we don't know. If we're taking them at their word, which I struggle to take the Trump regime or Israel at their word. Jesus. So there were a lot of drones and missiles that were shot down, and the debris fell on cities and some on residents, some on civilians, and led to some casualties in cities. I don't give a fuck about Tel Aviv. The fuck? They're the reason we're here. What? They're transferring a hospital patient. Well, I wonder who got us in this situation. Who was it that attacked first out of nowhere, out of the blue? Oh, Israel. Israel, right. This is in Manabaran, and it's a still from a social media video verified by the New York Times of extensive damage to a building described as an elementary school. Like I said, the last count that I saw was 50, and then I saw 80 little girls. Little girls. Jesus. So, pro-Iranian government protest against the U.S. and Israeli strikes. So, you know how I was talking about how, this is going to be a rally around the flag moment for Iran? Here it is. Once you attack the way that you have, you're not going to create a situation where they're going to be then thankful for your continuous attacks and think that you're going to be so well intentioned when you come in and place your puppet. They're not dumb. They I damn. This is in Bahrain. This is in Syria. Children inspecting wreckage of an Iranian rocket that was intercepted by Israeli forces in southern Syria near the Golan Heights. Jesus Christ. This is in Bahrain.
Look, they got the NASA building.
We're just one set.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay, alright.
Jesus fuck. I've seen a few videos similar to that, and this is how can you support this? How how can you look at these situations and think, oh yeah, this is a good thing? This is how we should dictate how other people do democracy. It's not very democratic of you. Like the American chauvinism is so rank, arrogant, and frankly misplaced due to the fact that you are one of the worst forces on a global stage. Like you have been a net negative for most of the world for the better part of your existence as a federation. I I don't understand how you feel like you are the international cops. Fix your problems at home first. Jesus fucking Christ. You have a adjudicated rapist, convicted felon as president. People getting shot in the face in the street. Don't you think you have bigger problems to worry about? Okay, so live updates. So it is not clear whether removing Ayatollah Khamenei, who was 86 years old, would result in significant changes to the system he led. It's extremely clear, and the answer is big fat no. Like I said, these regimes are like hydras. Same thing with cults. If you cut off one head to grow in its place, you are not going to get what you want in this situation. Like, just taking out the head of a regime puts the next person in line at the head of the regime. Like, what? I don't understand this. Many people in authority over their positions to him and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a powerful institution that answers to the supreme leader, recently demonstrated its grip on the country by brutally crushing mass protests, killing thousands of people. In the low thousands of people. Even that. U.S. strikes that began earlier Saturday were carried out by attack planes from bases and aircraft carriers around the Middle East. Israel's military said it had struck about 500 targets across Iran, including ballistic missile sites and anti-aircraft systems. 500 targets. The effects of the attacks on Iranian civilians were not immediately clear. Rana? Rana? I don't know. Rana, a Washington-based Iranian rights group, said at least 133 civilians, Jesus Christ, had been killed and that 200 others were injured, figures that could not be independently confirmed. The Iranian state media reported dozens of children were killed at a girls' elementary school near a naval base. The U.S. and Israeli militaries did not immediately comment. They don't fucking care. If you don't care about the genocide in Gaza, where they specifically targeted children on numerous different occasions, like in numerous different ways, like you probably are not going to have an issue with the fact that they targeted a school. Probably due to the fact that they have their little brown girls and they're Muslim and they're Iranian. Like, the rampant Islamophobia in America is just so disgusting. And it is just so common. Like, even Democrats are just blatantly Islamophobic without even realizing that they're Islamophobic. I bet you if you earnestly asked, like, people like Gavin Newsom, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, if they're Islamophobic, Hillary Clinton, if they are Islamophobic, they'd be like, no, of course not. Okay. What? In retaliation for the attacks, Iran fired waves of ballistic missiles at Israel, where the authorities reported 1 death. The United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, all of which host U.S. military bases, said they had come under attack, as did Jordan. Falling debris from Iranian ballistic missile attack killed at least 1 person in the Emirates, according to its government. The fighting effectively shut down shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, conduit for 1/5 of the world's oil supply. Good job. Thanks, Trump. According to the shipping companies and Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency, major airports, including Dubai International in the United Arab Emirates and a wide corridor of airspace, were closed. The UAE runs on fucking tourism. Nobody fucking lives in the UAE. Everybody, like, people live there, but like they don't stay there. Like they go there for a couple months or go there for a couple weeks. Like it, people are in and out of the fucking Dubai all the fucking time. Abu Dhabi are like what? They're gonna be pissed. Like this is so stupid. All of this is just like, oh, you didn't think this through it at all. At all. Okay. Which is, again, leads me to believe or hypothesize or theorize that Benjamin Netanyahu has got the goods on Trump. He's got that compromising information. He has pictures of him with little girls, raping little girls, naked with little girls, doing something with little girls, doing something like that. He can't let the fucking public see whatever the fuck Epstein had on Trump. Benjamin Netanyahu has, and they're using that to fucking blackmail this motherfucker, the demented duck in diapers, into this illegal offensive war for no reason. The power to choose a new supreme leader rests with the assembly of experts, a conservative body of clerics who, given Ayatollah Khamenei's age and infirmities, have probably given ample thought to potential successors. I don't trust Israel's military. Fuck them. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz will almost certainly send oil prices upward. Great. U.S. Maritime Administration advised vessels to avoid the strait, and Iran's Revolutionary Guard said the passage was unsafe for commercial traffic. Mr. Trump vowed in early January to aid anti-government demonstrators in Iran. The Iranian government quelled those protests in a bloody crackdown that killed thousands. I feel like you're fear-mongering about that. Like, the New York Times... I mean, it's a little tainted now, but there's a book called Manufacturing Consent. You might have heard of it. New York Times and the liberal media, I mean, most of the media is not even liberal anymore. They are completely complicit in whenever the U.S. goes to war. They're the biggest warmongers. It's so fucking insane. Because they don't. Are you going to point out the fact that the protests in America ended in a bloody crackdown? Because people getting beat up, abducted off the street, shot in the face, shot in the back, lynched, left out in the cold to die, even if they're blind and it's the middle of the night. How do you not call out the hypocrisy in this? Like, Mr. Trump has more recently focused on Iran's nuclear program, which is bullshit. American and Iranian officials held a last-ditch round of media talks on Thursday over the program that ended without a breakthrough. Because they don't want a breakthrough. Every single set of demands that they agreed to, Israel and the U.S., mainly Israel, and the U.S. on behalf of Israel, would change the goalpost. They would move the goalpost. So, you never wanted to negotiate a deal. You never wanted that. You wanted to make the deal so untenable to the point where they could never fucking accept it. And they proved you wrong multiple times, and to the point where you just said fuck it and attacked them. Last year's strikes. Last year, the United States bombed Iran's nuclear facilities last June during a 12-day war between Israel and Iran. While Mr. Trump said repeatedly that the Iranian nuclear program had been obliterated by those strikes, it later emerged that the effort had been degraded, not destroyed. And they keep on saying they will still come out and say that they decimated the nuclear facilities in that 12-day war. But in the how long has it been? 8 months since then? They have completely reconstructed their nuclear facilities and program. It's just okay. It's so insane. Marco Rubio has planned a trip to Israel. Oh my god. Oh, he's canceled a planned trip to Israel. Okay. Who cares? The Israeli military. I don't give a fuck what the Israeli military has to say. New York Times. Fucking Zionist fucking rag outlet. New round of airstrikes on Iran has started in the early hours of Sunday morning local time, according to Iranians speaking live from Tehran on the social media application Clubhouse. So another round of strikes has just started. Jesus Christ. One more update. Just now, Iranian state media early on Sunday announced that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed. To Allah we belong, and to him we shall return. The news agency said he died after U.S. and Israeli military strikes on Iran Saturday. So it is Sunday morning right now in Iran. So we just got confirmation from the Iranian government that Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is deceased. The deaths of the daughter and son-in-law and grandson, oh my god, of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader, were confirmed, according to Iran's semi-official Fars news agency. One of his daughters-in-law was also killed. Iranian Americans in LA find hope. Oh my god. Leave it to Americans. Oh my god. Oh my god. We need to fund education. When England, us and the Allied forces like Canada, us, you, I don't know who else, who will be the Allied forces this time when we're fighting Israel and America, the new Germany and Japan and Italy. I don't fucking know. When we do Nuremberg trials on the U.S., we gotta come for motherfucking Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries. Those motherfuckers are complicit. And then also, we need to fucking fund education as much as we can. Re-education camps are probably gonna be necessary. I don't know. We'll see when the time comes. But we need to plan. We'll plan ahead. At least 133 Iranian civilians have been killed. At least 133 Iranian civilians have been killed for no reason. All of the demands that the U.S. government had, Iran agreed to, and like I've said multiple times, you just kept on moving the fucking goalpost. And 200 people have been injured in attacks on Iran so far. It's Christ. According to Rana, a Washington-based Iranian rights group, the organization said that a nationwide aggregated statistic released on Saturday night in Iran reported 201 deaths and 747 injured. Neither unofficial figure could be independently confirmed. And we might not know the official numbers for a while. Like, It's insane. Trump told Iranians to take over their government. Is he dumb? Like, if I bombed Mar-a-Lago right now, if I went up to Mark's Carney and, well, he's not very Mark's Carney right now. Mark Carney. If I went up to him and convinced him to bomb the White House or bomb Mar-a-Lago, because that's where he is, and take out Donald Trump, would then the American government just be up for grabs for the people to just like walk in and take it over? No, dumb fuck. JD Vance would be in place. Like, he would just go in place. It's not that simple. I don't. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Take an IQ test. Jesus fuck. Take over their government? Early on Sunday morning in Israel, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. False and outdated videos circulated online after the Iran strikes. About 700 flights to and from the Middle East on Sunday have been canceled, according to Cirium, an aviation analytics firm. That number is expected to grow overnight as more airlines adjust their schedules. More than 1,800 flights were canceled in the region on Saturday. Here's another thing: is like, Trump is so bought out by like corporate interests, and so is the entirety of your government, really, that I feel like once this starts eating into certain companies and corporations' profits, there's going to be hell to pay for all of these people that are bought out by those said corporations. Like, diagramming the blow to Iran's leadership. So, Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader, is killed according to the U.S. Ali Shamkhani killed according to Israel. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Other leaders, and that leaves everybody else. They're not dead. Like, so. The attacks touched off protests across the United States and abroad. The Israeli military said in a statement just after, I don't care. In central Tel Aviv, I don't care. A concourse at Dubai International sustained minor damage in an incident which was quickly contained, according to the Dubai media office late on Saturday. There were 4 people injured, according to the statement. Malala Sorry. Malala Yousafzai, the youngest ever Nobel Peace Prize laureate and an advocate for girls' education, said on social media that she was heartbroken and appalled by a strike that reportedly hit a girls' elementary school in southern Iran. Same. And killed dozens of people. Iranian officials and state media reported that most of the victims were children. She said the killing of civilians, especially children, is unconscionable, and I condemn it unequivocally. Same. The Iranian Defense Ministry said late on Saturday that it had intercepted and destroyed 137 ballistic missiles and 209 drones launched towards its territories from Iran on Saturday. The Iranian attacks followed a U.S. and Israeli operation targeting Iran and prompted swift retaliation by the Iranians across the Middle East, targeting U.S. allies. Iran's national team is scheduled to play at least 3 matches in the United States during soccer's World Cup this summer. I think FIFA is not going to do anything about it because they're one of the most corrupt sports organizations in the world. But I feel like the World Cup should not be in America this year. I don't know. Israeli military, I don't care. Russia called the U.S. and Israeli strikes reckless and a violation of international law. The comments by Vasily Nebenzia, the Russian ambassador to the United Nations, came at a United Nations Security Council meeting. The United States has repeatedly described Russia's invasion of Ukraine as a violation of international law. Yeah, but it's rules for thee, not for me. Like, the American government can do whatever the fuck they want. They can invade this country because they're not doing this. Meanwhile, they're not doing it either. They're going to invade that country because they're starting a new fucking war and they're going to start this, but they're eating war over here and these are terrorists, but we're going to fund these terrorists and these cartels are bad, but we're going to give them weapons. Like, hypocrisy knows no bounds. The White House has called a lid on President Trump's public schedule today, meaning it is unlikely that he will make a public appearance for the rest of the day. Jesus Christ. What a lazy piece of shit. Okay, there's a new update. What does it say? Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who in more than 3 decades as Iran's supreme leader, turned the Islamic Republic into a regional power, brutally crushing dissent at home, flexing Iran's muscle abroad, when? And maintaining unswerving hostility to the United States. Okay. Hostility to the United States. How? Hostility. Okay. Just like him not liking you. And Israel. The New York Times is so chicken shit. Oh my god. Died on Saturday amid. Yeah, you already reported that. Read the full obit here. You just wanted to talk shit about him? Like, the fuck? Like, you already reported that he died. These people are fucking unwell. Trump added the heavy and pinpoint bombing will continue uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East and indeed the world. This is Iraq 2.0, dude. This is just Iraq. Except there's no propaganda campaign. There's no attack on American soil. There's no 2 years of convincing the American public. There's no huge lies about WMDs. Like, they're just like doing it, starting this illegal offensive war for no reason and telling you that you have to support it. All right, so that's all in the past couple of hours that's happened. Fucking ridiculous. So, like I was saying earlier, was his announcement. I'm not gonna play it. It's his entire announcement was like 8 minutes long, and it's just a bunch of string of bullshit. But this is when, like, when I was watching it this morning, when I woke up, I clocked immediately this blue fucking curtain that they just hung up so they could hide the fact that he's at Mar-a-Lago. Are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't even bother to fucking go to the fucking Situation Room or stay in the fucking White House? Give up your weekend of golf? Literally sending bombs to a country, like, literally just launched an illegal and offensive war from his country club, his golf resort. Hello? He couldn't give up his weekend of partying and golfing at his decrepit age? Are we, like, what? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's get to, this is just gonna be, I looked it up because it's relevant. He's the leader of the Senate, supposed to be one of the leaders of the opposition party. I know it's gonna piss me off. I know it's gonna piss me off. I know it's gonna piss me off so fucking bad. Give me a second. I'm gonna work up to it. Okay, so let's get to Schmuck Schumer, his statement on President Trump's strikes on Iran. Before I start to read it, I'm going to say it's going to condemn the process, not the actions, but the process. He's going to say some bullshit about, like, you didn't do it the right way, but I'm not against it. He's going to say the Ayatollah is a bad leader. Iran can't have nukes. He needs to be replaced. Something along those lines. I saw Gavin Newsom's, and it was not shocking at all. Like, so New York, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer released the following statement following President Trump's strikes on Iran. When I talked to Secretary Rubio, I implored him to be straight with Congress, already starting, and the American people with the objective of these strikes and what comes next. Iran must never be allowed to attain nuclear weapons. But the American people do not want another endless and costly war in the Middle East when there are so many problems at home. So, wait, you think the American people want another war in the Middle East if the problems weren't bad at home? Like, no. The answer is we don't want a war at all, Chuck. Also, sovereign nations should be able to defend themselves with whatever fucking weapons they want. Has Iran attacked you in the has Iran attacked the American soil ever? The administration has not provided Congress and American people with critical details about the scope and immediacy of the threat. You didn't give us the proper reasoning. You didn't go the proper process. If you had done that, I would be fine with you killing all these people. Resign. Resign, you piece of fucking shit. Confronting Iran's malign regional activities, nuclear ambitions, and harsh oppression of the Iranian people demands American strength, resolve, and regional coordination and strategic clarity. Unfortunately, President Trump's fitful cycles of lashing out and risking wider conflict are not a viable strategy. This motherfucker can't just come out and say war with Iran is a bad thing because he wants war with Iran. He's hiding behind this process bullshit because he doesn't want to come out and just condemn it, because he wants it. He likes when brown people die. He likes when Muslims are killed. He likes when there's war in the Middle East. He enjoys it. The administration must brief Congress, including an immediate... Was I wrong? Did I lie? Did I lie? Confronting, Congress, including an immediate all senators classified briefing and in public testimony to answer these vital questions. The Senate should quickly return to session and reassert its constitutional duty by passing our resolution to enforce the War Powers Act. My prayers are with our brave American service members. Fuck you, piece of shit. You warmongering, neocon, liberal piece of fucking shit. What is wrong with you? Why can't you just condemn the fucking war? Like, this is the opposition party, mind you. You didn't go about the proper process. I can't just come out and condemn what you're doing because I'm also bought and paid for by Israel. Bye. Bye. This is also the man that led you into the Iraq War. Like, this is the man that probably supported the overthrow of Libya. Like, this man has never fucking met a war in the Middle East that he did not like. Even he supported the actions of overthrowing the regime in Venezuela. His criticism was from the right of it. The DNC always criticizes Trump to the right of Trump's actions. You didn't do that regime change good enough. You aren't doing the war by the proper process. You aren't propagandizing the public like we did. What? No, like you're... I don't have... You're... There's no anti-war party in America? All you have is just warmongering, Islamophobic pieces of shit bought and paid for by Israel or every other fucking corporation that they can get a fucking check from. Just a bunch of prostitutes for the highest bidder. The fuck? New updates. 3 new updates. Jesus Christ, it's only been like 5 minutes. So, U.S. strikes on Iran are still underway, according to the U.S. Central Command. In a post on social media on Saturday night, CENTCOM said it was now delivering swift and decisive action. Jesus Christ. They're still hitting them. Iran announced 40 days of official mourning and a 7-day national holiday to commemorate the death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Oh, damn. For supporters of Iran's leader, a day and night of anxiety and speculation about the fate of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei came to an end with a one-line announcement that he had been killed. State television broadcast melancholy verses from the Quran. I mean, I'm not going to shed a tear because he's dead. Like, make no mistake, I don't like Ali Khamenei. Does that mean that I think that any country has the right to go and attack a sovereign nation and the leader of that nation? No. The fuck? No? Who are you? Who gave you the right? What the fuck? Like, it's so insane. So that's everything so far at the moment. Like, this is insane. Doesn't matter what the justification is. Doesn't matter what the process is. Does not fucking matter. This is wrong. It should not be happening. You do not have the right to attack countries all willy-nilly just because you think they're not doing democracy well. You fucking dictator. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Meanwhile, you're shooting protesters in the face, in the back, using bear spray on them, using pellets on them, shooting pastors in the face with pepper pellets. I don't know what the fuck, like, it's insane. You're building concentration camps and also trying to police the world. Huh? Funding a genocide in Gaza where huge crimes against humanity, war crimes, have been committed on an almost weekly basis the past couple of years. You've completely funded it and you're completely fine with it. Gave them weapons to kill children with. Target children specifically. And at that same time, tell Iran that they're cracking down on protesters the wrong way. Okay. Abolish the USA.